What's that verb? Live and man, incorrect, in living color, and everything else y'all want to call it and say. How y'all feeling tonight? This Monday night live. I don't know what city or what state you in. When you finally do come in, hey, check in and let me know where you at, man. Let me know how you feeling tonight. You know, that's something we do. Classic music. What's the word, family? State Street TV. What's happening with it? St. Louis, baby. The Lou in the crib. What's happening? I want when we come in, man. I like to check the temperature, man, to just see how everybody feeling. What's happening? You know, it's raining in the shot. It's raining like crazy in the shot. Cloud TV. What's the word? Hey, LA in the building. What's the word? Hey, we got me and Classic Music. We got something cold coming for y'all, man. On the podcast side, from LA to Chicago. We finna do something different. St. Louis in the building twice. Mob Head, what's up, blood? What's cracking with you, man? I ain't seen and heard from you in a while, man. Last time I sent you, you was kind of mad at me, man. You thought, Big Phil, what's the word, family? What's the word? You was kind of mad at me, man. You thought I had, I was trying to start something, man. I was trying to tell y'all something. The whole time, though. Eddie K. Jr., what's the word, family? Miss Haley, what's happening, sis? What's going on? 313, you in the D, huh? I got family in the D, Eddie K. For sure. So, look, I ain't going to make this long or draw it out. Yeah, Mob here definitely in the loop. Ain't no question. He in St. Louis for sure. I ain't going to make this long and draw it out, man. I just want to keep it all the way 100. Keep it tall with y'all, man. And just really talk, really like just let people know, man. Cause people try to give me a bad rap, like I was just this bad dude, or I was doing some bad things or saying some bad things. So I just want to straighten everything out, put everything in the right perspective. You know what I mean? So my thing is this, right? With this situation with this guy with this mask, right? And what's going on with all this police stuff, and what's going on with all this telling, and all these other things that's being said. Give me 1 minute, y'all. Give me 1 minute. With all this being said, give me 1 minute. And we gonna get to it. So my thing is, why I say a lot of people are hypocrites is because of this. Y'all give me 1 minute. I'm getting some things together for us. The reason why I say a lot of people are hypocrites. Pharaoh, what's the word? More truth. What's happening, baby? Listen, the reason why I say that is this, man. We be knowing the truth. We be knowing the truth. And we still don't pay attention to the signs. We still don't respect it. And then we always make an excuse for things when we know they wrong. We know they wrong. But we still find a way to make an excuse. It's just like when we got somebody that we look up to and they let us down. Audacity, shout out Woodlawn, ain't no question. Audacity, you be tripping, man. I'm glad you on here. Cause you be tripping, fam. I ain't gonna bullshit you. He be tripping like a motherfucker. I don't know why, but I hope we find out tonight. Give me 1 minute. And we gonna get this on. Fuck it. And more truth. What's the word, baby? So let me get started. Let's get this cracking. Cause I've been waiting, but I've been trying to be cool with all this situation and everything that's been going on. But I want to say this to everybody, man. And it's like, okay, you're originally from the South Side, State Street, nigga. You from Ilmar, okay, State Street TV, much love. So listen, yeah, we definitely got to fix us. So everybody that don't want to be biased and want to be truthful and want to keep it 100. See, because everybody been saying, man, big boy, man, you know, the OG been hating. He been doing this, he doing that. And everybody made it like I had a real problem with this guy Swipe and all these different things like this. But let me go so far to say that all y'all that really been, much love, James Jones, much love, family. All y'all that really been like following this drill scene and really been following what's been going on, y'all really know the truth, man. Y'all know the situation where everything has been instigated. Y'all know the things that everybody been doing for us, blogging and telling their side of the story or painting their narrative or always reporting who been robbed, who been shot, who been killed. And then here we got a man that been able to say he been in every situation in the city of Chicago that been going on. He was there or he have the information for it, right? Now, everybody done build it up. Everybody done made it where is that, what's the deal, family? What's the deal? Everybody done made it count fam, 1,500 hood. What's the word? So everybody done made it to where is that. It's like when you mention this dude with the man's name, it's like a holy grail. You know what I mean? It's like a holy grail. It's like every time you say something, you got to be, yeah, definitely. Ain't no question. Ain't no question. We finna break it all down right now. Ain't no question. So it's like everybody, when you say something about this individual, it's like, no, don't do that. You chasing, you doing this, you doing that. So now that it's coming to light. See, everything in the dark gonna come to light, man. All you gotta do is stay righteous and just chill and just wait. That's why I said, look, I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with nobody. But the thing is, I need everybody to see and understand why is people still migrating? Why is people still talking? Why is people still supporting and carrying the story of this dude? But it's 30 people in here right now, and everybody can agree on one thing, that this man is a rat. But at the same time, you still got naysayers and you still got people that saying, no, I don't think he was a rat. No, I don't. But the thing is this, though. The proof is in the pudding because the man told on himself. And if you're a civilian, let me give it to y'all the right way. If you're a civilian, you could do civilian things. And what I mean by civilian things, see, me as being a civilian and staying out the way and playing my role as an OG, you notice I never pick sides. I never pick sides. I never pick no side or with this side, that side, or the middle side. I pick the right side because it's either right or wrong. There's no middle ground. There's no room for no middle ground. Because when you start playing the middle ground, you start being biased and you start being true to yourself first. Excuse me. You start being true to yourself first. Then you start playing games, and then you start being biased, so you start being blind to the truth. And that's something I don't do. See, See, at the whole thing, this wasn't nothing but a scheme and a plan, and it's always a gimmick. It's always a gimmick that come behind it. And then it's like everybody wanna put it like, yeah, he hating, the old dude hating. No, I'm not hating. I'm trying to show y'all and give y'all a lane to where is that you don't have to catch that John Gotti charge. Or I'm trying to give you a lane to where you ain't got to die out here in the streets. I'm trying to give you a lane to where is that you could do something different with your life. That's what I'm trying to show. That's the picture I'm trying to show. Yeah, I done it all. I came from the mud. I done it all. I bang, I slang, I did it all. But God kept me here. So my gift back to the world and back to the youth and back to all these young guys, men and women, is to show them a better way. Is to galvanize my city and put my city together to where my city can understand and it can branch out to other cities. Just like we branched off South Carolina. Much love, family. Just like we branched off, and y'all might don't want to look at it and believe it, but Chicago is trending through the whole world. Everybody, people all over in Africa, India, everywhere you go, it then caught on with a trend that everybody want to be gangster. Everybody think it's cool to shoot and kill each other, or everybody think it's cool to, everybody think it's no such thing as a career no more. There's no such thing as being a basketball player or a doctor or a lawyer, or it's no more people that think that you can take the stairs to get there. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody thinks that. You know what I mean? Nobody thinks that. Everybody think that. Even when you get in the rap game, you notice when these guys get out of jail, the first thing they do, they attack people. They attack people. They you're right. Everybody want to drill. You're right. They attack people. They want to fight people. They want to shoot. They want to kill because they think that's the only thing people gravitate to. But like I keep on saying, and like I said, and like I'm saying in the documentary, and like I'm doing now, what are we gonna do 10 years from now? Right now to the day, we can Google and see what year did Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, Curtis Mayfield, Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, any of those people, Michael Jackson, that made hit music. We can listen to their music right now today. And if somebody fast with that computer or their phone, Google how many years ago did they make their music. And then let's fast forward it now. And you tell me, we ain't gonna be able to play no drill music in our later years and be saying, oh, that's a jam. That's a hit. We ain't gonna be able to do it, man. We have to change our culture. But I don't want to stray off of what I'm talking about. Right now, this is all about the rat. This is all about the mold. This is all about the COINTEL. See, what we don't realize is this, man. We keep saying that we being oppressed. We don't have to be oppressed no more. Them people ain't thinking about us. We on autopilot. We on straight autopilot. We don't need no oppressor. We don't need nobody to throw no monkey wrench in the game for us to destroy each other. We on autopilot. And we on autopilot, and what I mean by that, guys like dude with the mask. The Ninja Turtle with the mask. Everybody, and then y'all wonder how he got all the subscribers he got, how he got where he at, and how he got there so fast with YouTube being this frenzy now, and there's so many people on it, and there's so many people doing it. Man, listen, it only takes common sense. Now here it is, a man that tell y'all he been everywhere. Every situation it is, he can tell y'all every story. He can tell y'all everywhere he been. He been in every shooting. He been in every robbery. He been in every killing. He ain't been to jail. He said, and most of the rappers, grew up on, ain't no question. Ain't no question. That's what they sample. So listen, this man been to jail. This man ain't been to jail. This man come over stories talking about he been shot. This person shot at him, this person chased him. It's always either somebody that's dead or somebody that we can't talk to. It ain't never been no situation where he could pull up on the street and say, hey, look, man, you remember we did such, 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 or you could pull up on the street and we did such, 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 such. It's never no situation like that. And it's never gonna be no situation like that because there's no truth behind it. It ain't no truth behind it. And just like I told At a Humble Soul, I said, bruh, stop being biased and come talk to the real people because you pushing this agenda and y'all pushing this agenda on these kids and these kids instead of destroying each other. Now here it is. He saying me bringing the people on. He went to get up with him and he asked the same question I'm asking and he telling them, hey, look. He's like, look. Hey, would y'all sit down and talk to the other side? Quite naturally, why wouldn't they say that? And they know this is the thing that you fueling. This is the thing that you doing. But this the thing ain't nobody reading. Ain't nobody reading. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody reading. This is all I want to know. And this paperwork, whether it's real or fake, I don't know. I'm waiting till the trial get here. But they said his name's being mentioned. And he went on here and fessed up and said that that's him they talking about. But knowing him, he's full of gimmicks. So he's going to tell some of it and leave some of it out because he thinks he's smarter than everybody else. But this is the facts about it all. And what y'all need to know and understand is this. The man been playing both sides. And I've been told y'all that. I've been told y'all that. Yeah, I know Hot Rod. Yeah, I know Hot Rod. It's my man. We work together. Hot Rod used to be our field manager at our job. Hot Rod works for Valley Prevention. Same thing I do, but Hot Rod from 35th. I'm 63rd. So my thing is this. He been playing both sides, right? Why nobody don't want to talk about that? See, everybody thought I was just talking shit. Everybody thought I was hating. Everybody thought I was just going off and I'm mad. I don't like him. I got a problem with him. Yeah, even with the say he brought E-Dog around. And then the thing is, he's talking about I'm lying. E-Dog never said he wasn't over there. That ain't what he said. But by him thinking everybody so dumb, he think he could twist things around, and the man said it out his own mouth. He said he never said he wasn't over there. He said Swipe didn't bring me over there. He said Swipe lying. He didn't ever say he wasn't over there, and I didn't never say he wasn't over there. He said, I see what you said, big deal. But J Hood been told us about, yeah, listen. I've been told y'all from day one. See, the thing is this. This is the reason why he hate me so much. And this is the reason why he wanted me off the internet, why he didn't want to deal with me. He been trying to destroy my page. The man been calling my job, trying to get me fired, all kind of shit. The reason why he doing that, because I am the kryptonite to this dude, man. Because one thing he could do, he could lie, he could fake. He could lie, he could fake, and he could do all that. But I'm the guy that can get right in them little cracks and them little niches and say, hey, y'all know this dude been here, this dude been there. He lying, man. I told y'all in the first place. Exactly. And I told, hey, Jarvis, you right. And I said that. I said for him to say he was sleeping on duck floor. What's the word, family? What's the word? King Mike, what's the word? For him to say he been sleeping on duck floor, and for him to say he was Brick and Duck friend, and for him to say he was hanging with E-Dog, he was hanging with all these kids, at the age he was, it was unlikely, man. It was unlikely. And then you got to remember, at the end, at the time that he choosing to say that he was doing this, that was the last of the structure. That was the last of the structure. So with that being the last of the structure, when nobody allowed no older men to misuse these kids like that. See, you got to remember. See, that's why, like I be hating to really like bust these kids out, and my wife be like, just let them have their stories. A lot of these kids be lying. I'm just keeping it 100. Cause when we was moving around in the streets, kids had to be kids. Kids had to be kids, man. When I was outside, kids was doing what they do now when I be outside. You're gonna eat you some chips, some candy, some chicken. You're gonna eat you some food, and you're gonna act accordingly in the community. Or we're gonna put that belt to your ass. See, I hate to talk like that, and I really don't be want to keep it a buck like that. But I'm just telling y'all. See, like State Street TV and different people that was here, and they from Chicago, and they know how the real Chicago is. That's why everybody keep on saying Chicago done got out of hand, which it have got out of hand. But back then, oh man, we told Shorty and them to stop. Man, they had to stop. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't none of that. All that, we gonna go shoot the block up. We gonna get reckless. All right. You gonna shoot the block up? All right. You say what Benny Siegel did? What hand you roll up with, E? Ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. And you say, do I think swipe backdoor duck? No. I ain't. See, one thing about me, I don't hate dude. So one thing I ain't gonna do, I'll never do like he do me. I'm not gonna put no lies on his name. I ain't gonna put nothing on nobody's name that I don't have no fact or no proof on. See, one thing about me, I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna stand 10 toes the whole time. So now I can't say that he backdoor duck. But in my eyesight and what's really going on, no, I don't think so. But playing both sides, yeah. Oh yeah. Now him rightfully knowing what went on, I believe he found out. As time went on, but setting him up, no. I see he dropped the story today and said the whole thing was about Duck getting killed, was about him fucking somebody's girlfriend or sleeping with somebody's girlfriend. Another lie. All he do is lie. Everything come out his mouth is a lie. He said Swipe said he gonna pull up on you when you was arguing when he got caught. Yeah. Hey, listen. The man always talking about he gonna pull up on me. He called my job. He be telling my job, man, I'm gonna come shoot the job up. I'm gonna do this. Tell dude to leave me alone. Man, tell him. Man, listen, man. He said, Swipe put all those snip jackets on. Hey, listen. Hey, Mom, here. Hey, that's why I never got mad at you. I know time to tell you'll find out on your own. See, sometimes like that's why I always talk to my wife, because I know God put in my life for a reason. And this is what my wife said. Man, stop arguing with dude, man. In due time, man. He gonna get caught with the makeup off his face. He gonna get caught with that mask off his face. He destroyed himself. But I've been telling y'all this. Like, how could you? And that's why I said, like, even right now, you notice I ain't gonna put no shit out here talking about he set Duck up and he did all that. There's no proof to that. There's no truth to that. So why would I put that on his name? Because if I put that on his name, I can't never get it off. I can't tell him I'm sorry. I can't tell him none of that. I thought it was something. Listen, I'm telling y'all, man, listen. I just got to keep it real. Why everybody missing the point? Everybody missing the point to the fact, okay, yeah, he definitely a rat. But y'all don't understand that he been playing both sides the whole time. Y'all don't understand that, man. Y'all don't understand the whole thing what been going on. Anyway, he like this. He like what we used to call a 11-pointer. Or he like what we remember what's dude from Scotland name? He got the Sherlock Holmes. He wear the hat with two bibs. So his hat like this. His hat, he got his hat where he can go to the left, to the right, to the front, to the back. And that's how he was sliding in. He'd slide in over here like a snake, a plant, a mole. That cartel might be true. That cartel might be real. Yeah, he got a lot of brothers killed, highlighted comment. Ain't no question. Ain't no question. Ain't no question. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Hey, that Grizzly ain't on nobody bumper. Hey, Thrash Gasolina. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm glad you jumped on here too, so I can address you right quick. Man, ain't nobody on my bumper. I ain't even thinking about no Ant Grizzly. I just want him to leave Mama Duck alone. Why he keep disrespecting women? I just said 10 things to him. He ain't said nothing back to me. But he said I'm 60 years old and ain't got $10,000. That ain't nothing. You want to address me, dress me. You want to say something real, say something real. Leave Mama Duck alone. You talking about because she couldn't bury her son. We don't know if his mama got insurance. We don't know what karma is. One thing about black people, it's so many black people don't believe in insurance. We don't believe in planning ahead. So if he was gonna say something to Mama Duck, he should have been trying to give her a pull-up, telling her, I think you should get some insurance, or I think black people start getting insurance. Instead he's talking about who all dead and who all got killed. So anybody that's rolling with dude like Ant Glizzy, rolling with Swipe and doing all this negative shit, I'm on y'all neck. I'm on your heels like your ankles. Period. I ain't on none of that. People don't understand, man. People don't understand. And there's always somebody or something to try to make you like spill off what you on, but I ain't finna stop. I'm still on Buddy with the mass ass. See, a lot of people don't know that if you get in one side of these guys' ear, and then you break to the other side and get in their ear, look how it turned out. See, a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, for sure. A lot of people don't understand is that now I could go live with the other side, but who don't know? Who in this world don't know that I'm cool with the other side? Who don't? So what is the purpose? Me going live with O-Block, me going live with the Stones, me going live with everybody that they saying that I'm not supposed to be with, or they're supposed to be oppositions or ops, is the way to let the world know that that's all a myth, man. That's all bullshit, man. That shit ain't real. All that, these the ops, we into it, man, we lost so much from that. We ain't gained nothing. What do we gain from that? So why are we still doing it? Why are we still doing it? See, you don't see me. I can do this. I can get in there and be like, hey, doing them on the other side, them y'all ops. Or doing them doing this, doing them doing that. They doing this. Man, K-Town, Bo Lock. What's the word? Hey, yeah, my arms reach to K-Town too. Shout out to Bo Lock. A few other the brothers out there. Yeah, I used to be out there too. K-Town. Three Stooges. 290 something else, baby. But anyway, back to the rap. Everybody gassing up, believing these stories. Everybody like, yeah, he a real OG. He been everywhere. He did this, he did that. But I'm still trying to explain to y'all. Y'all see these scars, these bullet wounds and all that? Man, don't nobody really want to talk about that when you've been through that and God pulled you out of it. They ain't nothing you glorify. You ain't heard me glorify shooting yet. Ain't no help. Much love. You ain't heard me glorify that yet. It's a reason he was doing all this. See, y'all don't believe in these plants. Y'all don't believe. Capitol Hill checking in. What's the word, family? Much love. Y'all don't believe in these. Y'all don't believe in these rats. Oh yeah. A lot of these people be ratting and volunteer information for no reason. You said, what's the shit I'm hearing on E-Dog? What you hearing on E-Dog? You gotta let me know. What you hearing? Nick, what you hearing on E-Dog? Yeah, they definitely plants. And a lot of people don't understand that. See, the thing about it is this. They're going to push what they want to push. They're going to push what they want to push. They're going to move what they want to move. So if they saying that, even with the drill culture, I keep telling y'all, that's why the documentary is called Drill Kill Our Culture. It's going to make all the sense in the world, man. Because at the beginning, everybody started out together. See, you got to understand. That's why Slipe saying he been here, he been there, he was doing this, he was doing that. Because it didn't start off as everybody being ops. It didn't start off as everybody being opposition. When the money got played in it, when the jealousy played in it, and when the greed got in it, that's when it got messy. That's when everybody turned into crabs in the buckets. That's when the Willie Lynch syndrome kicked in. And that's how he been able to play the game he been playing for all so long. Yeah. Hey, Jarvis. If that drill shit went and got in the hand like that and kicked off like that, so many of our kids and brothers will be alive right now today, man. So many of them, man. Because you got to remember, you got to go back and remember, they was killing each other and getting up on each other all like that because they knew each other moves. And how did they know each other moves? Because at one point in time, they were all friends or either cousins. See, the way Chicago will put you in the mind of being from Mississippi or being from the South, being from Atlanta or something like that. It's just faster. But everybody can each other. You understand what I'm saying? You see how you got they trying to put it together saying that Vaughn and Duck might be cousins, or you see how everybody either cousins or everybody either you see I wish JoJo lived longer. Oh, baby. Yeah, I wish they all would have lived longer. I wish they all would have lived longer. But I'm trying to tell y'all. See, you gotta realize that what made JoJo so significant in his drill culture, because when he passed, he was a baby. That was a baby, man. Did you see that man corpse in that casket? That man body, he didn't fit in there. That was something out of that wasn't in the plan. But the creator know all. He knows what's best. It's just like Yummy Sanifa. That story went on because he was a teenager and the young girl that died was a teenager. So it was trauma. It was traumatizing. Much love, family. Much love. Much love. And much love to St. Louis, too. And thanks for all the support from everybody. But y'all don't want to do it. Because I'm going to tell y'all, and this is the reason why I name it, some of y'all people, so many people are hypocrites. Right now, this rat that everybody knows that's a rat could go live and everybody gonna run over there and hear that lie. Everybody gonna run over there and chase that lie. Because in all actuality, that's what majority of these people are looking for. They looking for lies. They looking for controversy. They looking for something to just, I don't know, feed their hunger for this blood sport. Feed their hunger for this garbage. He say, rest easy, young. Yeah. BD baby misled. Yeah, for sure. Ain't no question. I can't tell you why Swipe so much cap. Loyalty and betrayal. What's going on, sister? And she put some paperwork out here. She went and found some things and put some things together where Swipe was admitting that he was working. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let her tell it better than I can, because I can't tell it like she did. She broke it down. Loyalty and betrayal. If you got time, pop on up here and let these people know, because you got that paperwork for real. You broke it down for real. So if you got a minute, sister, pop up here and let these people know what this rat really did. If you got a minute, 4-5 minutes, just pop up here and let them know what this rat really did. Because everybody don't really, I think a lot of people still don't believe it. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Zion 2215, you took the words out of my mouth. He tried to clown Butter, Faye, and was low-key sitting down, playing them dangerous games. And that's why I said, okay, I see you love loyalty and betrayal. And that's what I was saying. Like, that's why I say a lot of people are hypocrites, and a lot of people don't really understand what I mean by that, and what I'm saying, and it's because of this. How you gonna call somebody a rat, right? Mr. 300 GHTV exposed fight. Yeah, I saw it. Hey, I saw it, Jarvis. I definitely saw it. But this is my thing. How could you call somebody a rat, right? And you expose the people for being rats. You expose people for doing this, doing that. And you doing just the same thing. Or you doing worse than they are. So when you talking about these people and you call them the pot black, or how it go, you call them the kettle black or the pot, however it go. But you're doing the same thing. That's what I mean by people are hypocrites. People, the rules only apply for those who make them. But the rules are supposed to go for everybody. The rules is the rules. And that's what I kept saying. Why would y'all keep on saying this about this person, saying that about that person, and putting this person name in this, and putting them people name in that? Oh, academic, he need to go to jail too. Swipe, no jumper, all of them. All of them, because the whole thing is this. They think that they created a revenue. But the only revenue that they created was death. That's the only revenue they created, was death. What's going on, sister?
Hey, yeah, I have to use a different device to go on somebody else's panel because of my speakers. They'll put an echo on you when I'm on somebody else's panel. So I don't even have no avatar set up on this thing or nothing.
No, it's all good. All good.
All right. I'm here.
The truth don't need no support. I've been telling these people too. I just want you to break that paperwork down a little bit that everybody been stealing from you. I gotta add that in. Everybody been stealing your paperwork that you done went and paid for, and you done tracked down, and everybody just stealing it and putting it up and pushing it. So I need you to give them that, and I need to give you your flowers and let people know where that paperwork really came from, and you really did your due diligence and searched it and found it, and it ain't nothing that you just found or nothing you just said. You ain't got no grudge with nobody, and you ain't got no dog in the fight. You just want everything right.
I appreciate it. And I had somebody ask me earlier today, how come I didn't go ahead and do something like, I guess, like strike or whatever. And like I told them, I says, look, all these channels, they didn't come take it from my channel. They took it from the person off of Reddit that came and took it off my channel. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And there's no way I can do anything against Reddit except let the world know how they really are. That's it. But
Right.
as far as the paperwork goes, sometimes the FBI will put it on their website for free, but sometimes they don't. And like what I had today, what I brought up today, that wasn't on their site. That was on the Pacer site. And on the Pacer site, yeah, I do get billed for that. But
Right.
I had a lot of people's asking me, did Butter say this, and did Swiper say this, and like I've told all of them, I wasn't there, and the names is not showing, so I can't say. Now, if I use my context clues, listening to these guys tell their stories in the past on social media, Swiper would be the one that would tell the authorities, in my opinion, that if you didn't do this, that, and the third, you're a goofy. Whereas somebody else might say it in a different manner to the authorities, you know? So like I told him, I said, so yeah, to me, it does sound like it. But again, like I just came in when I said hello in the chat, so I hadn't caught what you've been saying. But to me, the hypocritical part about it, you're correct. I think you're 100% dead on. You know, that's the pot calling the kettle black. From what I've heard, his reasoning or excuses, whichever way you want to say it, is that he didn't make a statement. He just answered questions. So I guess, are we splitting hairs? What's the difference? You know?
So what's the part about him saying that he gave the FBI his phone?
He gave him what?
He said that he gave the FBI his phone.
Yeah. I heard him say that. Now, in the documents, I haven't read anywhere that it says that, but just like today, those new documents that I was able to obtain, they were dropping more and more information that they hadn't dropped, like the recorded phone calls between some of the old block guys. So if he's saying he gave him his phone, I mean, you got to take him at his word at this point. It might not come out for a couple of days or a couple of weeks whenever they decide to release that paperwork. But my thing is this. I've learned in other cases, you ain't got to give nobody your phone. Nothing like that. If they want your information and you refuse, all they got to do is get a warrant and go to your phone company.
Exactly.
So everybody talking about delete this and delete that, you already hit enter. You're fried.
Yeah, ain't no deleting.
There is no real delete in the internet world. I mean, it might be deleting from your girlfriend or your extra girlfriend or something, but you ain't deleting from the authorities and stuff, because if they want it, they're gonna pull it out, and they don't even need your phone to do it.
So this is a handle. So if y'all want to go and y'all want to get more of the stories or more of the real work and more of the what's going on, and today she did a story about Big A, and a lot of people.
It was a little bit. I brought him into it. It wasn't just about him, but I took the part of the documents where they were saying Ki did this and Vaughn did that, whatever, and I took Zach's 9-10-year-old interview and clipped from that and said, "Have everybody forgot this?" And just like how everybody in the public made up their own version of how Big A was killed or HK was killed, we find out later it wasn't even close to the story. And that's the part that really irritates me. Is, for me, like with the whole Butter situation, I don't have a bone in this fight, so it don't matter to me personally if he did or didn't tell, except for the fact if he did and he's saying he didn't, well, then that's going to make him look like a liar. But for the public to keep pointing fingers without any proof, lying on people and lying on people and lying on people, That's what gets me. Because I look at it like this. Whoever was lied on, like with the Big A situation, you think that other people didn't start treating those people that were being falsely accused differently? Or the authorities, until they got that surveillance footage, I'm sure they were looking at different people differently and maybe harassing them, things like that. All because bloggers or people from the public, whoever it is, decide to say, oh yeah, Man and G.I. Joe did that shit. That was get back for KI. But now here again, what I learned today, which surprised me, was the Dale Fisher case. Because they specifically said T. Roy was responsible for that in those documents. But if you pull up any of the documents on Dale Fisher, it don't say you can't even really get much, and it says the case is still open. So the case is open, but T. Roy did it. Which is it? You see what I'm saying? So are y'all
Exactly.
just you holding that paperwork like y'all did Zach's? Because y'all closed Zach's back in 2019 and then didn't release it to what, 2021, some shit like that, whatever it was. You know, so are y'all playing games?
That's
And
right.
that was my the live that I did today was how much. I'm not going to say that like I said today, the FBI don't got psychic powers or anything like that, but were they hoping to be able chance of opportunity to put RICO on O Block for anything? And because, like I said, I can't find it still, but there was a press release from the Department of Justice, whatever they call themselves, whatever, that said something about that they were made aware in January of 2020 that there was a bounty on Duck's head. Now, those papers that I got today, it said they were aware in January of 2020 that Vaughn had purchased that $30,000 pendant. So, and they said that on the bounty, they didn't mention Vaughn's name, they mentioned Little Dirk's name. So that tells me they had been trying to put a RICO on these guys for over 3 years now. So is that why all of a sudden in the last 18 months or so, y'all started closing all these cases and just slapping names on there? Because even before I ever had any conversations with you, I always said the descriptions in Odie Perry's paperwork, nothing in there fits KI's description. The girl was not
Oh,
6 foot
you,
tall.
yeah, exactly.
So my opinion is, okay, they slapped her name on it because she, everybody was claiming it. She's deceased, whatever type thing, just so that they could, are they planning, because they planned on using it if they ever got to do a RICO? Because that today's paperwork that I found was a lot of them using the going back and forth as part of their excuse for being able to put the RICO on O Block. So that putting that blame on KI with the Odie Perry, that I think is going to like give it more fuel to the fire as far as in the courtroom goes, by saying she was a 17-year-old sweet little girl. So yes, these STL guys had to go get some get back and retaliate. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I kept saying that's the part that's going to start getting dangerous for a lot of people. Because if they're able to put this rule, it was a 403 rule or whatever type thing, which says they're not going to bring in to evidence the guys that are listed on the indictment. They're taking their associates that are not listed on the indictment and taking their criminal charges and bringing that as evidence for a RICO.
But can I
That shit
ask?
that's what I'm saying, is that's where it
But
starts getting scary.
so this is what I want to ask you, and I'm
Yes, sir.
glad you. And this why I'm doing this live tonight, and I want to break it down. And I'm glad you jumped on here because I don't want nobody to think that I'm being biased or I'm just saying nothing because previous things that went on with me and Swipe and different things like that. I just want it to be clean and the rules to be the rules, and we just keeping it real. So in this with these RICOs and these different things, by chance they can go back all the way back from 2 years ago, from all the things that he published, all the things that he said, under him saying being part of the freedom of act, but what made him guilty is when he admit to being in a meeting with those BDs, being in a meeting with these guys over here, and it's being showed that he's playing the middle from both sides. So that can be rolled up in the case to roll all those other murders into that.
Yep.
For it to be a RICO, for it to be a domino effect to close all these unsolved murders.
Yep.
See, what you don't
They're going all
realize,
the way back to 2011 cases. So yeah.
exactly. So from 2011 to now, that's over 100 and some murders.
I couldn't even begin to guess. Yeah.
So the thing is this: it gives the city a relief, and then it gives the city a lot of courage to go into what's going on. See, a lot of people don't really realize, most definitely, rest in peace, all those fallen guys, not just one side, all on both sides. So listen, this is what people don't really understand. We got things going on in America with these illegal immigrants. If you look at what the state of Illinois just did, they are able to be Illinois State Police without even having without even being a citizen, without even having citizenship. They can apply to be Illinois State Police. Google it.
Wow.
I know you'll search, you'll look it up. A lot of them are here now. A lot of them are here now, not just here. They're in New York, they're in different in these different inner cities because they are trying to change the work ethic. We don't understand. We sitting around, we fighting, we killing, and we talking about drill, and we destroying each other over a couple of dollars while they snatching the rug up under all our eyes. We don't understand that. Now, everybody don't really understand what is their loan money. Their loan money come from trafficking people, human trafficking.
Yeah.
Now they just raped. I was just reading that Hookah Anonymous put up some, well, one of those freedom, what they call themselves?
Freedom of Information Acts.
No, one of the asylum seekers. One of the asylum seekers raped a 3-year-old girl in a hotel or something like that. Hookah Anonymous got it on his page.
Okay, I hadn't seen it yet.
On his Instagram page, he got it up. He raped a 3-year-old girl in a New York hotel. So with them being in our communities deep the way they are, they mapping it out. They changing the workforce. We got our eyes on everything that's wrong. So people like Swipe, people like DJ Academic, people like Adam 22, people like these type of guys, they gonna always put them up on the panel and push them and push their agenda more because they play a part in rocking the people to sleep. Because as long as we got chaos, we can never focus on unity. We can never focus on getting things together in our community, and we can never have peace. Because everybody is looking at taking the quickest route to leave and get away from poverty, and not understanding the way to get away from poverty is unity, getting things together, and putting our community back piece by piece. We don't understand that. So as long as we can't find, he signed the bill. Ain't no question. Now we ain't gonna do no purging because we only tear up our stuff. If we purge, 3X. If we purge, we only tear what the little stuff that we still got. Look at what happened. Look at what happened during the pandemic, and look at what happened when everybody did all that losing for the George Floyd, for the different things. We tore our community up.
Yep.
Our community ain't been right since we tore our community up when Martin Luther King died. Look at our neighborhoods. Look at these ghettos. These ghettos didn't look like that. We tore it up. Didn't nobody come in and destroy our neighborhoods. We did. And then they got us so tricked to fool with politics because we believe everything is Democrat is right. But the Democrats have been off for 50 years, and what have they done for us? But that's another story.
That's a whole yeah. But you
Yeah.
know what you mentioned about like the looting and all that, and what popped into my mind. I don't think I've ever heard anybody speak on this, but uh, the little girl Pinky, her dad, they call him Rich Way Tiller. Uh, when that looting was going on, I remember, I don't even know how, but I had caught a live of his. And I ain't gonna lie, he seemed like he was higher than Cooter Brown, but at the same time, what he was saying, it really struck me differently because he wasn't out there partaking in that looting. And guys from his own set were giving him a hard time because he wasn't. And
Right.
he, like he said, he goes, why am I going to tear up our own neighborhood stores? And they said something about one of the stores that were, I guess, right there in their neighborhood was owned by the foreigners. And he says, yeah. And that man has always been good to all of us. When we needed to hide in his store, he let us. When we needed to get credit on, can I pay you, next time type thing, he let us. Why would we go tear up his store? And they still did it anyway. And then they gave him a hard time about not partaking in that. And I just remember listening to that, and I was like, that's some messed up stuff right there. Then folks, no matter their race, don't understand why they can't get ahead in the world. Like I said on my live, karma, God, and the devil is always right around the corner.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Ain't no question. Ain't no question. Ain't no question. And see the thing is like we gonna I'm gonna get off the politics. I had to get back to this rat, to our TV as a mole. That's what I believe.
Now, I'm gonna say this. He did a video or live or whatever it was, it's like 8 or 10 minutes today, and I did catch it earlier this evening about what's his name? Jaro City Dome.
Right.
Let me tell you why he did that and the little bit that he said where he got it from. Reddick.
Yeah. That's where
Because
they get.
Reddick happened to post up uh, a couple of screenshots that were cropped. It wasn't even the whole page or nothing. And then Swipe, what he said was what the guy who posted it on Reddit, he put his little comment on there, and that's what Swipe ran with, which was basically the cops killed Dome. Okay, that's not what that paperwork says. That paperwork says that when they went to his cell, they saw him with the sheet tied around him, and he was like almost in a sitting position where his butt was almost touching the ground, but not quite. They called out to him a few times. He didn't respond, so they sprayed mace at him to see if he would react. When he did not react, that's when they went in there, untied him, and started doing CPR and everything else. Now, Swipe was trying to make it like, oh, they killed him by spraying that mace at him. No, you got to stop and think about it from the flip side of it. They don't know, is he faking? Is he going to try to kill them? You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
I don't know nothing about this person, but that I understood enough that that's why they did that, was to make sure he wasn't faking, to where if they walked in there, he wasn't gonna shank them or some shit. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and so it wasn't that they killed him. Yes, it did say that they can't remember if anybody checked for a pulse because they were busy doing chest compressions and mouth to mouth, but that's not what killed him. And
Right.
if there is any validity behind it all, it sure wasn't in that damn paperwork that he was trying to make it sound like it was. That's what he does. Now, I take anything that I see of Spike, I take it with a grain of salt, because some of his information, it has been factual, and a lot of it has been elaborated, where it's just like swelled up with a whole lot of extra shit that wasn't even there, that type of thing. But I've always found it funny because to listen to the man, you think he like time travels all over Chicago. Because if it was a crime happening, he was there and he got a story to tell about it. That to
Man,
me, that should be red flags to somebody because, man, you can't be in every place, every time, everywhere. And this, I think it's just because he hears stories. So he tweaks up the version of it and makes it like he was there.
see, my thing is this. I love smart dummies.
Hey,
Much, much love, 3X. I love smart dummies. See, he think everybody else is dumb. He think everybody else is dumb. And I love that. He talk about the book 48 Powers of Law and this and that and everything he say, CEO, he got old tactics. I don't need tactics. The reason why I don't need tactics is because the truth don't need no support.
the truth don't need no help. That's true.
The truth don't need no support. Everything I say about me, and that's where they go wrong and where they go mad at. Because they can dig, they can look, they can play, and they can fish, and they can do all that. But one thing they can't do, they can't find no mess. They can't find no mess. Or when they found out my real name, oh, we know your name, we got your address, we do this. Make a page plan with my wife, this, that, this, like I told them. Yeah, I can play with my wife if y'all want to. Just be ready.
Just be ready. There you go.
I told them, just be ready. Straight up, because one thing I ain't gonna never play with is my family.
Yeah.
I don't play with nobody else, and I ain't standing for nobody to play with mine.
Yeah.
I knew this time was gonna come. One thing my parents and everybody that was older than me always told me: whatever you do, don't tell a lie. If you tell that lie, you gotta live it.
Yep.
You tell one lie, you gotta keep on telling that lie till you can't tell that lie no more. And eventually that lie gonna catch up with you.
Yes, sir.
Now he did a whole lot of lying. Now he gotta come on with it. He said a lot of people forgot about the BD's got indicted back in July 20, and that info about Big Law and the cartel came out. They got tied all together. Listen, I ain't forget about that Ricky 225, Ricky B 225. Let me say this. He made a statement saying that the feds came at such and such time and they never left. The feds always been here. They got a building downtown, the Dirksen building.
They got one downtown. They got one over in Rosemont. They got a few of them there. Got half a dozen or so. I know from looking them up on other cases.
Hey, listen, what they don't understand is when them little letter people get on you,
them alphabet cops.
It's over with. It's over with. They gonna supersede the police. They gonna listen. Them the only people got the jurisdiction to come lock the police up.
Yep.
So what you think? What you think they gonna do? Them people ain't gonna play with you.
People needs to stop and think about it. First off, them folks is not gonna say, "Hey, let's go get the gossiper of the neighborhood. He'll tell it." I mean, unless they already know that he's one to be telling. Okay, so that means that he had to have been in trouble or something.
Say it again. That's all I wanted. That's all I've been waiting on you to say. Say it again.
That he had to have been, in trouble with something and decided, just like I've seen it in a lot of other cases, that hey, when they start sweating it out, whether it's because they're in withdrawal or whether because they're just scared, whatever it is. But you know what? Hey, can you tell so and so? I got some information for him. And that's it. That's how you talk to anybody with any alphabets on their name with the cops. They're not just going to come say, "Oh, look, that's so and so. I bet you he knows." No, I mean, because and I figured that out with the Rara's case. Swipe sat there and he told a really great story time on his video about Rara and O-Block and all this, that, whatever. When I started reading the documents, And I was like, Tell? Who the hell is Tell? And then to found out Swiper's Tell. So that's why I say there is some validity to some of his stories. You just got to be able to do your own. If you're not familiar with it, or if you're not living it like you are, I'm not there. I'm not living it. I don't know these guys. So for me, I have to go do my due diligence and my research to find out, is what Swipe said true? Is what so-and-so said true? Is what so-and-so said is true? You know, like with you, anything that you've ever said to me, it's never came back that it to be not the truth. So I don't have a reason not to take you at face value when you have said something to me. Now, other people, like I said, I'll take it with a grain of salt. Let me go find out if I'm interested enough, you know. But I can say this: when this paperwork first came out and it said somebody from Newtown, and everybody said, "Oh, Swiper, Swiper, Swiper," I did snap back at a lot of people, not because of them, you know, it being Swiper, but because the only information we had that day was a member of Newtown, and the whole social media was acting like Swiper's the only Newtown member ever. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to have some other information or evidence or proof or something to go with that before you could start pointing fingers. Even though everybody was right, it's still not right to be pointing fingers unless you got that extra proof and evidence. And that's the part where I really get frustrated. Now, as far as being a snitch, telling things like that, like I told somebody, I'm not one that's going to sit here and say, "Oh, I'm biased. I'm taking up for butter, this and that." I says, but for me as a person, and like I said, where I'm from, we still have structure. We smart enough that's not associated. Get on the other side of the road, take a different road, stay away from them folks, because them folks has got a whole different kind of mentality than the ones in Chicago. You know, that's why you don't hear about them on the news. You know, and but at the same time, it's like, I look at it like this. But if he were to have said anything, that's his family. So now you're at a crossroads that, do I say something that helps a family member get justice or not? And I know the rules of the street have a whole different law than those of us that's not in the street. But at the same time, when it comes down to family, for me, I personally feel like that's a little bit different. If no other reason, we're out here as, you know, advocating peace. How can we advocate peace if we don't also advocate to lock up the ones that are creating the crimes, to killing people, and all this? You know, that's one thing I don't understand is why they say free this guy, free that guy. Why? So they can murder one of your family members? You know, that's the part that gets me. None of us want to be locked up. I get it. It sucks.
I'm gonna tell you the key to that though is this. The key is why I work violence prevention. To prevent it from happening. That's the key to it.
Trying to stop it ahead of time.
Yeah, to get in front of it. So that's what I'm trying to do now. See, I'm gonna tell y'all, like a lot of people like, they be saying like, why did he wait till his son down? Why did he wait to cash down? Man, I've been preaching this and fighting this same fight.
You've been doing it. You've been doing it. I seen something on you for over a decade ago.
I've been doing it before.
Yes.
And no cap, no none of that. Man, I done sat down with Vaughn personally. I done sat down with Doug. I done sat down with D-Thing. I done sat down with Dirk brother D-Thing. I done talked to all of them. And if any of them ever deny me, I'll tell them in their face they lying. And I guarantee you they ain't gonna. If you talk to any of them, they ain't gonna tell you they ain't talking to the big fella. They ain't gonna tell you I ain't been on their bumper about, man, put it together. Let's stop killing each other.
What's the word, damn?
I didn't even know.
What's the word, family? I'm gonna give it to you in 1 minute. They
I didn't
can't
even know who you were, but I remember seeing an old video with you and a couple other gentlemen on the rooftops
exactly.
pushing peace. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And that was years and years and years ago. So yeah, that's why I can personally say I know you've been at this. I didn't know who you were back then, but you've been at this. You didn't wait for anything. You've been doing it. Nobody just wasn't paying attention.
And all about the brand entertainment. You're right. That's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to get everybody to put these guns down and let's pick this bag up. Loyalty and betrayal.
All right.
That's other brothers that's on there. He's from Texas. By the way, I think he in LA right now. And classic music on there. And I thank you for popping on.
Not a
I,
problem. I appreciate you inviting me up.
oh yeah, I ain't gonna hog you like that. But I just wanted you to come on and speak truth to light because I don't want to make it like we bash and swipe, and we got to keep it honest and even. And that's what I've been telling people. Just leave dude alone till the trial come out.
Let it be known when it happens. Or if
That's
I get a hold of the paperwork first, I'll let y'all know as soon as I find out. Shit.
exactly. So just man, let just man get away from dude. Leave him alone. Do like they used to do back in the days. Put him on bone. Put a
Yeah.
bone on his neck. Don't nobody talk to him. Don't nobody deal with him. Just leave him alone.
But on the
That's
flip side, you know why he's going to keep doing this? It's because he's still getting them views. His views are going off the charts right now. So he's
yeah,
getting
because
paid.
he think that he did something smart and strategic. That's he a stupid.
Mm-mm.
See, he don't care because he been hiding anyway.
He ain't got no family or nothing like that. So he didn't have a reason to speak. See, that's what I'm saying. I look at those two differently. Again, I don't know if Butter said anything or not, but in my opinion, I look at it differently because that's his family. Swipe he ain't got no relations to nobody in there in this fight, so he ain't have to say nothing. He was just trying to get. If he did it, he was doing it to get himself out of trouble,
Man,
and that
swipe,
that don't got the same meaning. It ain't got the same feeling for it. Sorry. All
man,
right.
tell on
Hey,
anybody.
before you jump down, look. But this the thing. If it ain't got nothing to do with you, why you providing the information instead of minding your business? That's
That's what
all.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's exactly
yeah.
what I'm saying.
That's all you got to do. People like you say,
They
including
inject
themselves up here.
themselves in there because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to name no names, but I know a couple people that had nothing to do with the KI case, but they were locked up, and they did say, "Hey, Mr. Officer, I got some information," and they went and they said a few things, and for whatever reason, the cops didn't cover their name up. So yeah, I've got those things, but at the same time, it's like I said, that's for Swipe to be doing it is because must have been in trouble with something at some point, and they're taking this information from everybody. If they're going all the way back to 2011, they're taking this information from everybody, putting it on a shelf, waiting for their moment of opportunity to slap the RICO, because they were even bringing up the San Antonio cop that was part of the cartel that uh, MS-13 or whatever it was, that he got kicked off the force, and then the people came back and they killed him execution style and stuff like that. They brought his case up as reference to being able to bring evidence into play with this that's going to be happening in October. So they pull him from all over the place. There's going to be a lot of people besides what we see in this paperwork that's going to get charges.
Hey, and that's what I was saying last time we talked about this. You got people that's been on here almost 10 years, probably 12, that's been doing this content and stuff, that's been talking about it. Like, you have to believe or know that they've been watching this. It's, since the Patriot Act is free information, so they're gonna use it and they're
Well,
gonna
yeah.
use it against you. That's like the music videos when they got pipes in the music videos. You
So
can not
listen,
have a felony. they gonna
so
they gonna find a way. Go ahead,
listen,
Dan.
listen to this. So Rob Stacks, man, thanks for the donation. But this is what he said. He said Swipe laid the foundation for a RICO. I have seen this several times. He talk about meetings and slots. he gonna get people locked up, not involved.
Yep.
Thank you. Now,
Yep, that's exactly what he did say. He, you know, because like I said, to me, the definition of structure has a whole lot of clauses underneath it, and one of them is like paying the dues and stuff like that. And you know, so when I learned that Chicago no longer had structure, then I just assumed that they weren't paying any dues and all this other stuff. Well, apparently they are, but you know, again, I still don't see O Block as an enterprise compared to an enterprise with structure, but they're going to try to prove that it is. And again, they are pulling from everywhere, because like the guy that was in that paperwork that wanted to turn that gun back in, or the person, because it says he or she, that wanted to turn that gun into Robinson, they got charged with unlawful use of a weapon, or having a weapon, or whatever it was. They got charged for that shit.
Which Robinson? Which Robinson? Mike Robinson? Which police was it?
The Robinson? No, Robinson. That's Kenny Mack. Is that his name? That's locked up.
Oh, okay.
The one that he got on the text with them when they were on their way down to downtown, and somebody had texted him saying, "Hey, I'm coming to bring this gun back to you," and he says, "Not right now. We're on our way to go. We're on Ducks, you know, whatever." And that person that they pulled those texts from off of Robinson's phone, that person, it said in the paperwork today, it says he did get charged with a gun charge, even though the gun had nothing to do with the Duck's case.
Right.
But I don't know how they were able to pull that off, because to me, you don't know who used my phone and said that shit, you know, but apparently they did.
Yeah.
So, and they're using, and this is to real quick, to all the bloggers or people that have channels, that MUOP video short that they put into the paperwork was posted by MUOP on Instagram, but what the FBI entered into evidence was from YouTube. It was a person from the public that shared that live, or that little snap, whatever it was, from Instagram, and put it on YouTube. And that's how the cops got that. And now they're using that as evidence, because he was singing a couple of bars from one of his rap songs. They didn't go get it from him, MUOP, personally on his own page. He got it from somebody else making a copy of it and throwing it over here on YouTube. If that's not proof enough right there, that's why I said I learned my lesson a long time ago with the Brandon Weber case, when I had put up the riots and stuff out in Memphis. And as soon as I heard the cops were grabbing people's YouTube videos, I took that shit down quick, because you're not going to use my content against a family that you guys killed their son, period, you know. But people don't realize that's what they're doing. They don't listen, folks. That's all there is to it. They don't care. All they want to get is those clicks and views. That's it. That's all they care about.
So how many of y'all remember? And I'm hold on for you, Lee, because
Okay.
I might end up suing Swipe myself. How many of y'all remember the video that he put up that said that was my voice, with my voice telling somebody to kill somebody?
Yep. A few months back.
Now, why would he do that? And people still holler at him. People still, D-Love, what's going on? Reef Dollar, what's happening? D3, what's happening? Listen, this what I'm saying.
It for clicks and views and drama.
Right, but the
drama gets numbers.
Hey, look, just think about what's going on right now. Like with doing that, like that dude is hot, so he on a self-destructing path, and he trying to take down anybody he can with him.
And now this is just my opinion. I have no proof. This is just me speaking on what I've seen with paperwork with Cook County. I'm guessing that he got some kind of immunity type of paperwork. That's why he's feeling this confident to be able to go ahead and speak on it. So that way, if let's say uh uh so and so decides to go and try to retaliate, he could turn around and run back to the law, that one of the alphabet cops, and say, hey, because I gave y'all this statement, now they're trying to do this and that to me, I need to be put in witness protection. And he could probably go upgrade his lifestyle. That's just my opinion.
You speaking some facts.
That's just my opinion on it. You know, I could be way off base, but like I said, on the ones that I have seen telling throughout numerous cases, it always goes back to the same thing. You in trouble. And I mean, like I said, I've been locked up. One of the first things they ask is, oh, well, if you'll tell, and I'm just looking at them like, is you stupid? Come on. Because I already knew, because my husband had been through the system, so I already knew the stories he told me. And I already knew that, at least in our county, they're going to tell you anything and everything, and they ain't going to follow through with what their promises are, you know? So let me just do the time and get it over with and whatever. But they were so mad at me because they kept telling me, you keep pushing this, you're going to win, but we're going to come back and get you with something else. That's why I finally said, gave up on it. But in Cook County, that's different. Cook County, I don't know. I must say that to me, the law makes that revolving door stay revolving.
Yeah, man.
It's a moneymaker. Definitely a moneymaker, that's for sure.
So I just wanted to paint a clear picture tonight, man, about this individual, and just put it out there to just stand clear, man. I believe we all should just wait to the trial. The trial's in October. Let's don't do the speculation. Let's don't put nothing on nobody's name if it's not for sure, if it's not written, because one thing we can't do, we can't take it back. We can't say we're sorry. We can't
Don't work.
redo it. We can't, so the best thing to do is let's try to just do the right thing about all of it.
Here's proof right here. Okay. When did everybody start calling Butter a rat? When the other one said so. So since he was more popular, everybody ran with it. Then he says, I got paperwork. When he finally put this paperwork out, everybody goes, yep, he's a rat. He's a rat. That paperwork is fake as a $3 bill. But people are still saying that he's a rat because the popular one said so. And even though now the popular one may not be so popular anymore, there's still, you can't take that back. And and I look at it like this. On one side of it, do y'all not think that Butta's position with what he's trying to make a career with in his life and better himself would not have been further along if everybody would not have labeled him as a rat? I mean, on the flip side, yeah, he might have done something stupid and screwed up anyway and not gotten further. But that's the way I look at it, is you can't ever take it back. Once you hit that enter button on the computer or on your phone, whatever, it's there forever. You don't get it back. And y'all better remember, it's going to come back around on you, because someday somebody's going to do the same shit to you.
And that's why I stand on that about like playing and scandalizing people's names. I ain't gonna do that or say that. Excuse me, y'all. I'm not gonna do that or say that unless I know for sure. And that's what I'm saying. Even with this dude, regardless of what's going on, I'm just trying to warn the people, man, to get away from that dude, man. Get away from him. Stop pushing.
I would stand
Stop
on
pushing this negative garbage on these people. Stop pushing it amongst the people. Stop pushing it among the community. Boycott them for a minute.
Yeah.
Wait till October. Wait till October, find out what's really going on.
Yeah.
Find
There's
something
a
else
lot
to
of people that are witnesses and that are supposed to make, testify. They've already made their statements. Whole lot of them. I think he's getting the attention he's getting is because he decided to jump up and say, yeah, it was me. I did it.
Yeah.
Why
And
would he
that's
do
what
that? Clicks and
that's
views.
what I'm saying. That's another one of his tactics to make people think that. And then his thing is to run the likes up, run the views back up.
Yep.
Because if you do anything, see, like with me, and a lot of people don't understand. I I study I study situations. I study history. I study people, and I study what goes on around me. He is an opportunist, and this is a perfect opportunity for him
Mm-hmm.
because his numbers was going down.
Yep.
His numbers was going down. He didn't lie. He done told all the stories he could tell. He done told all the stories he could tell. He did all the negative things that he could do. So every now and then, he jumping at any story that he can come up with. He
He's
jumping
got,
with
he's
any
got to,
lie that he could
got
tell.
to twist something to where he can inject himself back into the main line of getting paid. There's nothing wrong with getting paid off of YouTube. One day I'm gonna actually get paid. I hope. But
Yeah,
even
you will the right way though.
I don't exactly. That's my thing. Is we just had somebody's big ass channel in another community got taken. I don't know the story behind it, but I was kind of glad because they one of those ones that speak lies on the deceased, and you know that's a lot when you got 100,000 subscribers and it's all gone. You got to start from scratch all over again, and there's a reason behind it. I say karma did it, but again, at the same time, they go in these little circles and there's waves. They talk about this, and then they run out of shit to talk about. So let's make some shit up.
See, I'm gonna tell you something though, sister. I could have won that way, but I refused to win that way.
That's
Because
it.
when he put that on my name, I could have sued his channel, him, and everything else for defamation of character.
Yep.
I'm a public figure. At the end of the day, I do community work. I got the proof. He put
Yep.
my name out there and tried to involve me in a homicide that I had nothing to do with. But I just refused to win that way.
Yep.
I
And
ain't
and
gonna stoop. I ain't
that's
gonna
what
stoop
I'm
low.
saying too, because it's like, guess what? I've been out here. I don't know, whatever, been 5 years having a channel, but guess what? How many have I seen that were bigger channels? They're not here no more, and I'm still here. Yeah, I might only have 5,000 subscribers, but I'm still here for the long haul.
But see the
And I can
thing
watch
about that too.
TV
Go
without
ahead. Go
worrying
ahead.
about, did I say something wrong? Did I lie? Did I hurt a family member of victims, or did I hurt their feelings? Or no, I didn't, because I did it the right way.
Right. That's right. And then it's like with a lot of people, man. I have never I always hated bullies,
Mm.
and I always hated things that was fugazi or fiat. Y'all look that word up, fiat. And for those that don't know, it means not real. It's like, what's the price of having 100,000 subscribers, and when you drop a video, the most you might do is 20,000. Some on a good day you might do 30 or 40. So that
And
means
damn,
you got 60,000 people that ain't even tuning in. I don't want that.
Yeah.
hey, that's true. That's true though, because look, when people see the videos, they might see your video. Oh, I like what he said. Subscribe and never come back and watch your videos ever again. They just clicking on them. That's it. Like
I don't
it's
want
a
that.
shorter. No, I'm saying that's a short attention span, but that's what I'm saying. Like they saying, oh, if I got 100,000, but it's people that got 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 that's still doing what they was doing before YouTube. Hey, I still work. These boys is not
Exactly.
trying to do nothing. They looking for a come up on in the career, but they not doing nothing. Like you said, like the little people that be doing a little content or whatever, however they doing it. They
Yeah.
got other stuff they got going on, so they can keep doing what they doing. And it might look like, oh, that's goofy or that's childish, but guess what? They doing other things to help brand their careers. People just looking at this as a money grab, like I say, and then once they see the money on here, it's like, okay, I can get money. Let's see how I can trick these people out of paying me so I can get some money out of them.
Yep. And those are more. I call them
Ain't no
entertainers.
question.
Yeah, and look, YouTube got a little tier, and it show how much you pay for this blogging and all this stuff. I mean, it's probably paid $2. So, say if you get 20,000 views on there, you get paid what 10 cent, I guess, a dollar per 1,000 views. You do the
Uh,
math.
I think.
If
Wait,
you
I'll be honest. It depends. On, every channel is different. My numbers is nowhere near compared to somebody else that have the same numbers that I do. We get paid totally different. I don't know how they figured that shit up. You know, I can get a couple thousand views on something and get 25 cents, and I could get 500 views on something and get $10.
yeah, nah,
We
and look,
don't have a rhyme or reason. It doesn't seem like. But again, when you one of those channels that are out here just really just entertaining folks, you're gonna have to keep that up. Whereas like what I do or what Dale does, we don't. It's not. There's nothing to keep up with. It's just speaking on what we know. In my case, it's speaking on these cases that I've researched. In Dale's case, speaking on what he's living every day. So there's not the same thing that has to go into it, and there's no repercussions on our end for anything that we speak on because we're not putting out BS. Whereas the ones that are doing this entertaining type thing, yeah, a lot of what they do, it can come back and kick them in the ass. There can be repercussions on that, you know.
and this the difference. Look, Dale on here. Hey, if people don't like what he's saying, all right, cool, go on. We ain't got to be cool.
Yeah,
He ain't tripping. I go my way, you go your way. There's other people that want to be a part of it, go along, get along, like you say, because they want views and they're looking at it as money. Once they start showing them, like, hey, look, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. Oh, I can do the same thing too. No, you can't, because you ain't got the touch. You got to have to gift the gab, and that's what people don't understand. You got to have that. You got to be able to speak. If you
you got to
can't
be
speak,
able to find your little niche. You know, for me, my niche is showing the facts from going with like the documents and things like that. Otherwise, for me, there's no reason for me to go live because for me, I'm not the content. I'm not an entertainer. So I don't need to have the camera on me saying, look at me, I'm talking, blah, blah, blah. When I go live, it's let me show you what I found out.
yeah,
You know, these other ones, I mean, and there again, look, the swiper got to be wearing that mask all the time. Dude, a lot of us already seen you because Reddit done put your mug shots out. I let me bite my
hey,
tongue.
that's the illusions of grandeur right there.
But for somebody to jump on his channel and say, oh, he's got to hide his identity because so nobody will get him. Nah, his identity ain't what he's hiding. Okay, I just say it like that.
But that's look. But the people that know him already know what he looked like. So it's not like, oh, we don't know him. Oh, he wear a mask. That's it. Like that funky
Because it goes
mask.
back to the entertainment part for the views and the clicks. Because
Yeah,
I guarantee you, I don't know how many subscribers he's got, but let's say he's got 100,000. I guarantee you, 95,000 of them are strangers.
yeah.
And that's where he's going to be making his numbers, and that therefore he makes his money. And on one hand, you can say, hey, at least he's not out there committing crimes. But on the other hand, when your morals aren't in the right place, to me, that's right there with committing a crime. When you lying on people, especially lying on the deceased, you know, because
And,
like I always say, they can't jump up and punch you in the eye or nothing.
Yeah.
but like you say, like with that, it's like, what's the point of talking about that? Like that's not gonna bring them back.
No, but if you've got an audience that's you're entertaining with those stories, you're going to keep telling those stories because that audience is coming back and supporting you. Those are what
That's
I
why
call the cheerleaders. They keep them going.
the shelf life for that though is only so long.
Yeah, but they come in waves.
I'm trying to look. Like I say, I'm a young person, so from seeing YouTube when you couldn't interact when you go and comment and versus when they start letting you go live on here, like
Hmm.
it's a lot of people that's in these chat. Like I say, they suffer from substance abuse, just different things, mental issues, and all that. So I guess this they therapy or whatever. But it's also people that like are stalkerish and love looking into people's lives and want to know everything about them so they can act like they know everything, but they don't know nothing.
They're
It,
crazy.
it's just that's just how this YouTube stuff is. Like I said, you
And,
got to
and,
kind
and
of
and
look at it.
once they started allowing people to do like what we're doing right now, having somebody come up on the panel and interact. What happened is people got this mentality in the public that, hey, this is like reality TV. I can put my 2 cents in there, and or let me say, hey, guess what? I knew KI and I was there and da 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 da. And guess what? Now all of a sudden you got your own following because you told a story well enough. Somebody believed you, and you could be somebody that lives in Timbuktu. You see what I'm saying? That's what this ended up happening with this social media, allowing people to actually come up and start speaking and putting their 2 cents into everything.
And like you said, with before the pandemic, a lot of this wasn't even going on. You had a very few amount of people that was on here. Like I said, they looking at it as a money game. Oh, I can get some money off here. I can lie or whatever. Whether it's a lie or it's the truth, I can make some money. So I'm gonna just keep over exaggerating the stories. But the good thing about it, the people that be involved with these stories is able to debunk it and tell them like, yeah, they lying. Now, if people believe them, that's up to the people in the comments or whatever. But you got people saying, oh, it's extra. Like you say with dude, it's several people that have said something already. That have said, oh no, that he putting extra, he putting a 10 on it. Now they know that it's a 10 on it, but you got people that don't know them, that don't care about it, and they gonna go listen to everything he's saying. It's like holy grail to them. That's why I said it, man.
There's always gonna be new waves of people coming on. That, okay, let's say you lost 5,000 because they realized that you were just bullshitting in your storyline. There's going to be a whole new wave of 10,000 come. Now you got to try to grab as many of those 10,000 as you can get to subscribe to you. Now that's what they do. And whereas for me, yeah, it'd be great if I had that many subscribers, but at the same time, then I got to deal with them because they'll be dropping some stupid ass comments and shit like that. And I'm too opinionated to deal with them a lot of times. I really am. I really, really am.
But you got every right to that, like you say, like with your show. If you like, man, I don't tolerate that, and that's just what it is. You got rules and you got a moral compass about yourself. So what somebody else will tolerate, you're not gonna tolerate it. And that like I said, that's the unique thing about it though. For the ones that's
people mistake that and they'll say, oh, she don't let you speak your opinion. Oh no, you can speak your opinion, but if you're just gonna start speaking stupid, that's different.
Yeah.
And they get
like
hate. Mama
used to say, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, why talk?
Yeah, you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Because like you use that word debunk. Okay, in the other community that I've been involved with, they act like that word debunk is a cuss word. Like you said, you're fixing to kill somebody. And all you do is go around debunking people. No, I don't go around debunking people. I just go around showing facts. If that happens to debunk you, oh, well, maybe you should have got it truthful the first time. Then they get mad. I mean, to the point where they have contacted my family members and threatened them. And it's stupid. It really is stupid.
Hey, trust me, I know. Somebody I was having a little debate on here and somebody reached out to my pop. So I know what you mean, like real life. So
they found out my daddy's on Facebook. He's 83 years old. And I call it solicitation for hire, because they offered to pay anybody's airfare to go do harm to my daddy. Now you try to get the law to do something about that. Nope. They just, it's something hard to prove. But like what Dale was saying, because of him being in the public eye, he can do that defamation of character, because by definition of that law, that's exactly what Swiper did to him. Was he slandered his name, and he's trying to defame his character in the public eye.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you sue somebody, okay, you can't get blood from a turnip. And if you get him off of social media, all he's going to do is come up with a whole different name, whole different whatever, and he's going to keep doing what he's doing. So a lot of times it's not worth it,
Hey, but like you said, if he sue him, cease and desist, they're going to take it down. And every time you think about doing it, like you said, when your pocket's getting hit and you can't make no money from it, you're going to have to come with something else. And even if you don't talk about it, that's all you got to do. Once you got that set in motion, it's like, okay, you can't help yourself already. So I guess we're going to have to keep going through this process to teach you a lesson on why you shouldn't.
Scenario, they can ban him from the internet. They can't do that by law. But all he's going to do is come up and put a different name and still start another channel.
Yeah.
And what'll happen is Big Dale will be using so much money out of his own pocket just trying to shut this man up, and the man's not ever going to shut up. He's one of those people, he ain't never going to shut up.
I get what you're saying. I feel you.
So,
I feel you.
that's why I say you got to pick and choose your battles. But it is irritating when you see so many people supporting that type of bullshit.
Yeah, no. I feel you. Look, like I said, because I see this firsthand on YouTube, so I know what you mean. Somebody make another channel, couple of channels, but this the thing too. Like you know how they be having these backup channels and stuff.
Yep.
When one of them get deleted, the other one get deleted. The email and all that. See, Google gonna put all of the information up in there when they get rid of it. Now, whether if they use another one, somebody gonna know. And as we know, like us being human, people can't hold hot water. So the first time they make somebody mad, they're gonna put, oh, that's such and such behind that page.
Yeah. But it's not so easy to prove. I guess maybe it might depend on who you are. I had that situation happen, and I tried to say, look, dude's got 4 channels. They still only took one of the one channel away. But at the same time, you know, I had somebody maybe a week ago on his live literally said, I hope they come and kill you and your daughter. I hope them gang people that you've been talking about, I hope they come down and get you and kill you. You know, so I could get him for terroristic threat. It ain't gonna be worth my bother.
Yeah, but like you said, you a citizen. You got to hear right to that. Like you said, you living by a whole different set of rules, and that's what people got to understand. Like, if you're not in that life, you are accepted to live by those rules. That's your right.
Yeah.
Like
And
anything else,
I'm not. I look at it like this. I'm not snitching because it's not like I'm telling a story that I saw or somebody told me. No, I'm reading documents. That's all I'm doing, really, for the most part.
yeah, you can't snitch if you reading off paper transcripts. Like you say, that black and white ain't no lie.
I mean, because even
And
like
what you
with the Odie Perry case, like I said, on paperwork, it's K.I. Dunn did it. But I will always keep saying, ain't nothing in that paperwork that gives a description of her. You know, I make sure,
look,
so that lets people know that, everything may not be 100 on the paperwork, even though I'm reading it to you as the paperwork. But at the same time, let's be real. And that's just the way I am, you know.
yeah.
You got to be honest, and you got to be unbiased. Leave your emotions off the internet. I don't know, Big Dale still having problems with his connection or what?
No, I'm here.
That's
I'm
fine.
letting y'all. Hey,
You've been so quiet.
I like to hear from everybody. It tried to kick me out for a minute.
Yeah, I
I'm
saw
like,
you.
oh
You off.
man,
I had
man.
that happen. It sucks. How you gonna kick me off my own live? But yeah, it StreamYard
Hey,
will do
look,
that sometimes too.
loyalty. That's
Yeah,
just like
my thing is. Let me say, my thing is this, right? My thing is like I even talked to Chris Bronze earlier.
Mm.
He gave me a call, and I had to tell him like, look, and I keep telling everybody, as men, we have to learn how to coexist with each other. Because we disagree, don't mean we have to hate and kill and destroy each other. We have to learn how to coexist with each other. And that's what we're not doing. It's like if we deal with each other in a business aspect, or we deal with each other about our community, or about helping our community or making things better, then that's cool. That don't mean I gotta like you, saying kumbaya with you or none of that. And that's the same thing that I'm telling these young guys. Listen, man, I'm not telling y'all gotta hold hands. I'm not asking y'all to go out to dinner together and all that. I'm just asking y'all to stop killing each other. Just coexist with each other. Sit down and work things out. A lot of people have died over words, man. Do you know how crazy that is? That if you at a point to where that somebody say something to you that you feel is out of pocket, you go get a gun and you kill them. Come on, man. Dwayne said, "Well, y'all be tripping on Stripe. He not a snitch. He just telling."
well, he maybe he just hey. It's another thing, like you said, with just them talking and communicating. Like what I don't understand is, You know, when you was super young, you communicated, oh, tell your friend, oh, we gonna have a fisticuff after school, 2:30, 3:30. Well, that's what we gonna do.
Meet me on the playground. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not that hard, but it's and I like with older guys, like as you get older, you see how man communication, simple communication, you know, like how women will tell the men, like all you gotta do is communicate and it can be real easy. You don't realize that until you start getting older with when the wisdom start kicking in. And a lot of people, they mindsets haven't processed and it hit them at different times. But the crazy part about this is when they go to jail and they gotta be around each other 24/7, they gonna
Yep.
have to be cool and they gonna have to coexist. You'll coexist up and down and you're in a controlled environment. You
Hey,
can
listen.
coexist in a controlled environment, but in a free when you got freedom and you know it can stop certain things from happening and everything can be it don't have to be as peaceful, but you know, in some type of order, you don't want to do it. It's just like straight chaos.
Hey, listen. Let me tell y'all something. Hey, Nick. He don't know Swipe. You know him. Tell y'all something, man. That lady that y'all see on here, Linda Faye. That's my real auntie. That's my blood auntie. She could tell y'all. Hey, 30 years ago, man. Listen, y'all would have never trust me. Y'all wouldn't think I'd be talking like I'm talking right now. Y'all
Man,
wouldn't think I'd be moving like I'm moving right now. Trust me.
they gotta stop saying that these older people ain't scared. It's like, man, they didn't been through this already, so
Man,
it's
I
wisdom.
know
They
better.
already
I
know.
know the I
You
know
can't
the ending routes. I know what happened when you take that blue pill. I know what can happen to you if you take that red pill. So I'm telling you to just chill. That's what I'm telling these young guys to do. And they gravitate to me and they respect what I'm trying to do because the truth don't need no support, man.
Exactly.
The truth don't need no support. I ain't got to go to nobody and make no stories up. I ain't got to say that, man. My reputation feeds itself, man. I am who I am. And I ain't
hey and
fearing
it,
nobody but God. So I don't believe in that. I can't go nowhere. What I can't do, man, my father beat that out of me years ago.
Yep.
And I mean that. When I say he beat that out of me, he literally beat that out of me. Wasn't no such thing as we opping and we doing all that. When we fought with the BDEs and different things like that, we fought for real estate, man, because we didn't really understand. And the things that was at stake was our families, man.
Yep.
I had kids. My first child I was 15 going on 16 years old. And the last thing in the world I wanted to do was be a deadbeat. And as I started getting older and I started realizing who I was and I wasn't moving right, and I'm looking at my kids and I'm looking at their eyes and I'm seeing what they got going on and they watching me, I had to change.
Yep.
Because any real man don't want his child like him. You don't
Exactly.
want your child, you
You
don't
want
want your child to self-destruct and destroy yourself. You don't want your child to be part of that environment or part of that poison. That's why I never partake in destroying other people's kids, man. And when people start playing with my kids, I had a problem with that. That's how my conversation always started off with them. Was look, did I do your son like that?
exactly.
Did I play with your son like that? Did I give your son something? Did I put your son in the streets? No, I did not. So do not do man like that. Give me the same respect that I gave you. Don't give my son shit. You don't need nothing.
It,
Don't even give him a cup of water if he asks for it.
there's, and
all
there's
you
a
gotta
difference
do is respect that,
moving
and
smart, being scared, because we're not scared because what you're gonna do to us that ain't already been done. We already made it through that. But being smart is not, not knowing when not to speak, when it's time to move on, things like that. There's a difference. But that comment that one guy made about a swiper, I had a question since this is out of Swipe's mouth. What is the difference between answering questions with the alphabet cops and giving a statement?
She talking to you, Dwayne. You up. You got to answer that one. Hey, 3 times, I'm always going to respect my youth, man. Y'all are new kings, man. Y'all are new kings and queens. I'm always going to respect y'all. no matter what, man, because it's time for y'all to take over. He said that.
Yeah,
He said
and
that's
Dale,
just telling.
let
That's the
me
way I
put
think it.
let me say this too, like like you say with the older and young, still like from 18 to 30, you got testosterone, you got that fight up in you.
Ooh,
You ain't, especially you ain't got no kids. Once you start having kids,
ooh.
you ain't just living, you ain't living for you living for them kids. So you got to think about your family. Like, man, everything I do is gonna affect them. It's gonna affect them. That's why. Look, just think about it too. It's not a lot. A lot of people they not older and dangerous. They want money. It's the young people that want to do all that. Cause guess what? Hey man, I'm trying to provide for the family. I'm thinking about how I can do this and get them in a better position. I ain't trying to go ahead and go do this because if I do this, it's karma.
I'm
It can
I'm
come
I'm
back. It
laughing
can come.
only
It can
because
come back to you.
I remember this elderly woman telling me when I was younger that when it comes to men and boys, that boys are are great as children up until about 8 or 9 years old, 10 years old, somewhere in there. They start losing their damn mind, and they don't start getting it back till about 32 to 35. And it didn't make sense until I got older in life. I'm like, damn, she was so right. And what that's exactly what you're saying is that you start you're maturing, and men start realizing after 30 that, hey, this shit ain't like that. And I got that, you have a conscience, and you're looking at your children's looking back at you, you know, and that makes a difference.
See,
It
I'm
should make a difference.
gonna tell y'all something though, and my auntie Linda Faye know. My father, right? My father was a man. He was a shrewd dude. He was a hell of a businessman, right? And he like he planted like he was planting a seed for me to be like a genius. Like the next Michael Corleone or something like that, but in a legit style.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't understanding that I wasn't shifting the good out of it. I was just getting it all. I was taking it all in, sucking it all in, and it made me a monster. And the whole time he thinking I'm learning bits and pieces, or he thinking I'm learning that I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna do right. And when my mama passed when I was 13, it like killed my understanding. I didn't understand it. So it sent me on like a rant. And I was like, I didn't want to hear shit he was talking about no more.
Because you were
I
hurt.
had all the bad part in me. I had all that in me. But at the same time, it was like he knew. It was like he knew. So he would tell me things like, listen, money, cars, jewelry, women don't love that shit. Don't love it. It's all replaceable. You can get it back. It's all replaceable. Don't never sell your soul. And he told me this at like 13 and a half, 14, because my mama had been gone. Maybe my mama died like 24 days from my birthday. So he was telling me this while my mama was sick, different things like that. Because I was taking care of the family. I'm not the oldest, but I was taking care of the family. So I always been like the biggest brother. And I'm like, man, what is he talking about? You know what I mean? This this
Mm-hmm.
this 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 like going over my head, but he steady telling me don't never love this shit. So by the time I was like 14 and a half, 15, I had ran away. Man, I didn't made a baby. I got my first apartment. I think I was 16 years old, on little cars, different things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So I met back up with him. You know how you want to show him like, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm this,
Hoping they're proud of you.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's what he gonna be. He slapped the shit out of me. And my auntie in the face, no, that nigga, hey boy, rest in peace. Man, that dude, that's why I got it bad from. Cause I remember one time I had to knock Fresh with the teeth out his mouth. Man, listen, I know where I got it from. He didn't play, but the moral of the story, what he was teaching me when I was young, he told me. I asked him like, why did you tell me that? He said, because when you love these cars, these women, this jewelry, this money in this life, you will do anything to keep it. And I'm
Major.
like, huh?
Yep.
I'm like, huh? He like, yeah. Things like tell on your friends, kill your family, destroy the people that love you. So don't love it and don't cherish it. And I always remember that, and I always apply to that right now to this day. I don't love none of it. It all can leave, and I know I can get it back. So when things get hard or it get rough, I don't do things to sell my soul. I don't sell people out. I don't sit down and tell on people to better myself.
Yep.
That's why I have a problem with that. Because if you get caught doing
Do the
whatever
crime,
you
do the
did,
time.
that's right. You get caught for whatever you did or whatever you had going on, then you go ahead on and do your time.
Don't
Because
try
you
to
got
take
caught.
somebody else down.
Exactly. Don't be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
that's what he taught me.
but the mentality on this generation and the ones even a little before them is totally different. And not to bring up old history or whatever, but the one thing I can say is I always in my mind I look back about y'all's old history compared to now, and I think yes, like Mr. Larry Hoover, yes, he got a raw deal, he's locked up. But at the same time, could you imagine if this generation had the mentality that he had at 13 years old to be able to create what he created at 13 years old and do it for the yes, there were some crimes he did commit, I get that, but at the same time he had the reasons for what he was doing was to protect the community and to help the community. And
Correct.
sometimes you gotta, how do they say, you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet type thing. That's the
That's
way I
right.
look. But he wasn't doing it, let's get rich and let's rob and kill everybody. And you know, but I remember years and years ago when I had read his story and I was thinking, 13 years old, damn. And could you imagine if these guys now had that mentality that he had, or half that mentality that he had back then, how much better of a life they'd have, how empty the cemeteries might actually be.
Man, do you hear me?
And look, this is the crazy part about it. You know how they say people be they ops or whatever. You might have somebody that's far away from you, but it's always gonna hit home with somebody that's around the corner from you or up the street that's real close. Then
Mm,
probably got with them people that's a little bit further down. It ain't gonna be as intense, but the ones around you, because they study you, they know you, they looking at different things to figure it out and like boom, like oh you got it, well then I can have it. I'm supposed to have it. It's like a sense of entitlement.
entitlement, that's their issue.
And not even right. That's just been going on since forever. Like, oh, you got it. Why I don't have it? Just think about this. We got laws. You got before it was a law, people was doing certain things. You might just have this creative thing about you. You can do it. That's your God given talent.
Yep.
Guess what? Somebody that don't got that talent or not as talented as you, figure, oh, if I go do this and stop them from doing that, then guess what? I can control it.
Yeah. Yep.
Now,
And I can say
do
that's the
you?
difference. That's the difference. I can say from Chicago to Texas, even though Texas still has the structure, Texas didn't. Is to my knowledge, I've never read any history that showed that they had the mentality like what y'all's leaders had back when they were young like that.
I mean, the leaders that's from Texas and Louisiana, Alabama, all that, like you say, these younger kids that was born in the 40s, 30s, 50s,
They
they went
different.
up, they went up, no, they went up north and they went west, like the Midwest, and they went to the West
Yeah,
Coast. And these little groups, like, this through this mentality like that. But, you got to think they come from these segregated areas and isolated areas. And once they got the chance of freedom, it's like, I'm going to do this so I can do that. But what happened was doing that, some stuff splintered out of control, like you say. And other people, like, in different little gangs, regions, or whatever. These older people can come and sit and talk, have a conversation, and they not really tripping. It's the little soldiers that's doing it because they
yeah,
out there on the front line every day. So it might be a little different, like you say. They fight that they went through, it wasn't as intense, but as far as like you say, everybody be having their own ulterior motive and goal and where they want to push things. So that's what mess up stuff. Like as far as a group, like you might not agree with this or you feel like this, so it becomes a fight. It's a fight between yourself and the other entities that come with that.
Yeah, it is.
Like
The end story though that is worldwide is a lot of cemeteries that are full, and they're only full over nonsense.
Yeah, yeah, I swear.
what it takes, what 3 to 6 seconds to change your whole life, and that's what people don't think look into. Like those little seconds you did pulling that trigger or taking this knife or using this car, whatever.
Yeah,
That's gonna alter your life forever, and people don't think about that. Like you said, if they had to think about it, then they wouldn't do it. It's like, oh well, no, I'm not gonna do that because guess what? Now you're gonna have to rearrange everything. It's fight or flight.
yeah. And it's not just like you had said. It's not just going to be you. It's going to be your loved ones. Because if they can't get to you, if they give up trying to get to you, then they'll say, "Oh, okay. Well, you want to play that game? Here we go."
Like this.
But
I just
now
realized this
they
the other
generally
day.
go for the whole family before they go for the actual one that they mad at. Anyway,
Yeah, I just realized this the other day. Like I said, I'm 28, and something just dawned on me. Like, man, what we doing? And we knowing this, people need to start pushing behavior science on people. Like I say, when they're young, and let them see how what you getting used for. They really using you, and it's a study. Like they studying it. They talk about these prestigious colleges doing studies, and they looking about like these urban areas. Like this is it's a social study.
mm-hmm.
And they looking at this is like, okay, we gonna plan for this and we doing for that. Like, I kind of seen that with the movie. They cloned Tyrone. Like they was like, damn,
That
there's
was
so much
wild.
stuff. It's so much stuff that's going on that people don't look at that they doing this right up under your nose, right
And,
up
and
under your nose, and you would never know because you're not giving yourself the chance to go out, venture out, and do different things. Like anybody that traveled or hustled that ever went out of town versus staying where they at. Yeah, you can get rich
exactly.
where you at, but if you go somewhere else and you see the law of the land, your whole mentality and mindset will
Mentality
change.
changes. Yep.
Yeah,
See,
so
I kind of
it's
look at it.
like
I look at it from both sides of the fence because a lot of people say that the government sets these scenarios up and makes people be this way. But on the flip side of it, I look at it more like what you were saying, they observe what's going on socially, and so if they're able to predict that this is going to happen because this is how this person or these people have always acted in this neighborhood, blah blah blah. So I guess you could say, six in one, half a dozen in another, but at the same time, it's up to each individual person to change that. Even if the government is behind pushing an agenda, you don't have to follow that agenda.
I don't think the government. I don't think the government behind pushing no agenda. I believe that we so far behind, and that we so pushed back that it don't have. It's just on autopilot. It might be something
Autopilot,
today,
exactly.
but I don't think that they take no interest and have no interest in it no more because we got so much self hate that it really don't matter. You know what I mean?
That and change is scary.
Yeah, don't nobody, and that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. And what I'm trying to say to people, and what people don't really understand, is that we like people still gravitate to swipe because it's a different audience
Yeah.
for everybody out here, and that's people that's gonna gravitate to him. It's people who gonna gravitate to me. It's people who gonna gravitate just be in the middle, and that's why I said YouTube is like Starbucks. You can get whatever you want that day. You come in, you want your large latte or whatever the case may be. You might want your
You
mocha
want the
latte, or
vanilla,
you
you
might
want the caramel, which one you want today?
right.
Yeah.
It just depends on what you want. You understand what I'm saying? D
Yeah.
Love, you right. Fear is our greatest enemy. But a lot of people that lived a life so long to where's that's why I like those movies, The Matrix, because they be so scared to unplug from it. They be so scared to say, you know what? That shit been wrong. I was wrong.
but
Let
I'm
me
gonna
do it
stay
this way.
plugged in.
They'd
Yep.
rather just live. They'd rather just keep living the life.
Now let's be real though, Dale. It's hard to make that choice in reality if we're gonna be honest, because it is scary to make a change. And if you are comfortable in your mess that you live in your life, and you're scared that to make that change, because you know human nature is gonna be, what if it's worse? You know what I mean? But at the same time, then you got a very small percentage of people that they do make that change because they're brave enough to make that change, as far as, like, let's say, like, move out of Chicago, whatever, and they take their bad habits, bad lifestyle with them wherever they go. You know, we've seen those examples, and so, but for the most part, I think fear of change and fear of the unknown is what holds a lot of folks down. They're comfortable in fighting with their neighbor. They're comfortable in dealing with whatever issues that they're dealing with because they've done it their entire life. They don't know no other way.
But let me explain this to you, and let me tell you that you don't. The truth don't need no support, and what you just said is 100% true. You and King Mike and Deep Sheep, he saying the same thing. So the truth don't need no support, and this how I know. So we was planning on moving. I was gonna leave Chicago, right? Right. Only thing was keeping me here was my son. My son got killed, so I told my wife we gonna go and get up out of here. So we was looking for a house in Texas, in Houston though.
Oh,
And,
don't do it.
and
Don't.
now listen, I already know. Listen to me. So I guess a lot of people from Chicago had already beat us up there. They already got the Chicago took Chicago bullshit and crime to Houston.
Not a big deal. That's one thing right there. That's what I can say. Like the stuff. No, don't get me wrong. People infatuated with it, but the stuff that was going on before they started moving out here, like I say, because
The
I
tone
know
had their issues already.
my little generation, the problems that was going on way back in 2006, 2007, yeah, they starting to die down there. Because, like I said, the ones that was teenagers and young then, they starting to realize it. Like, man, look, go to jail. My partner gonna smash my girl. They ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna sell my mom out. They ain't gonna help my kids out. None of that. They're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
look out for me. So it took for them to go through that. So they understand that it's the younger ones that keep getting involved with it, and they don't see it. And like I said, it take for them to have them experiences. Oh yeah, I gotta go sit down and we gotta be around each other. Like either you gonna take me out or we gonna coexist. And when they coexist, now when they come home, they might be the best of friends and be cool about it, and they still with their people until they get to the point like, man, I don't want nothing to do with that. I want to be free. I want to be with these people. This, he got the same type of mindset I got, even though we from a different side. It takes growth. So,
Yeah,
like you say, like I said, it's just a different stuff. Like,
Well,
and
let me
for the
go
most
ahead.
part, the stuff that was going on in these cities was already going on. Now the music, it made other people come out with music that they
yeah.
weren't doing in their regions and stuff. But like I said, it was a lot of stuff that was already
It
going
was.
on.
You just didn't hear about it because
But
they
what?
they keep that stuff quiet. You don't see that stuff
Right,
on the news over in
right.
H
But
Town.
what I'm talking about is 6 months. We looked at a house, and the house was maybe about 240, and it was a house. It was something you couldn't get here in Chicago. For 240 here, you might get a two-bedroom. This house we was looking at for 240, I think it was 240 to 260. It was a four
Four
bedroom
bedroom, too bad.
house, garage,
Yep.
all that.
Like,
6 months after that, after I hear about what happened with Chicago, somebody done got robbed, somebody done got carjacked, somebody got this. Double back and look, man, the property value went up. We hearing all these stories, we hearing this, we hearing that. Like, Chicago didn't affected the whole community already. I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Well, and I'll say this: I noticed a change because, like you said, it was already like you had the fifth ward and all them over there. They was already acting a fool in H Town, but after them two hurricanes, Katrina and Rita, and we got the refugees come because they didn't have nowhere else to send them. The crime rate, I know, like in San Antonio and Houston and stuff, it kind of went up from there. And then I think from there, it just never has came back down.
Look, when they came, look, I'm gonna tell you this: when they came down here from New Orleans, they learned a real valuable lesson that it's a sign that say, "Don't mess with Texas." So the laws is different. How they was able to get away with certain things, they
They
can't do it
sure.
out here. Like I know somebody right now. He had a bad reputation. Talk to him all the time. Me and the feds with my uncle. They knew of each other or whatever back then, but like the little areas that they took over was the outskirts because the areas that was already established, you're not going to go do that. Either you're gonna coexist or you can go somewhere else, and either they left or they started to coexist. But that's why, like I know this for a fact. People with the police brutality against people, they don't report it out here. It goes on. They won't
Yeah.
put it on the news because it's like an image. Like, okay, we don't want to scare these people that's coming out here so they don't come, but it's going on. It's just like a lot of stuff is not being broadcasted. And now that like it's the day of information and media, a lot of stuff is getting put out so people can be more in tune with it and stuff. Like I seen a lot of young females from Chicago coming out here trying to be bartenders and different
Mm.
things like that. Like they weren't really doing the women out here weren't really doing it. And for the ones that do it, they know. But they were like, man, I'm starting to see human like and people telling them like, don't do that because these are the people that frequent the clubs and all that. It's more to just living this little lifestyle of being trying to live this way. You can go do so many different things. It's different fields for you to go work in. It's just people being young and thinking about, oh, I want to be around glitz and glamour. I'm gonna see these people. It's a mindset thing.
But let's be real, for the Texas area, the especially like the South Central area there, for females that wanted that fast cash and big cash, Houston was the place to go.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because my niece moved there. She moved
Because
there, got her
I ain't gonna
apartment
lie,
and
my
everything.
daughters went through their years of and then I didn't find out about it till years later, but they take off on weekend trips, leave Thursday, come back Monday, and had wads of cash, and
Right.
I honestly, I thought they was out there slinging drugs or something. No, they was up there in the clubs, and I'm like, God
Yeah.
damn,
Bottle
that
service.
was
They was
it.
bottle girls. They probably was bottle girls because my niece went up there
Yes,
and
one
bottle
of
girl.
them
I
was doing
looked
that.
up. She got an apartment. She had an apartment in a complex that she paid $1,800 a month for. I'm like, what? She
Yep.
like, yeah, the bottle girl.
But like so, and a lot of them from the surrounding areas were going there. They weren't living there. They were just going there. Now I can say this though, as far as the Harris County area, there are some nice suburbs because I've got some family out there, like in Pasadena and stuff like that. Um, but every place is gonna have crime.
Yeah, it is.
And what you can look, what you gonna say at Pasadena? That's not far from where Scarface from. Where I'm
Yeah.
from on the south side. So
Okay.
it's been bad. Now, don't get me wrong. The people that's just from over there know that okay, we already went through this and we know. And the older guys got out like, man, y'all don't want to do what we did. We didn't went through this and went through it. We have to be the test dummies.
The test
And
dummy. Yep.
we telling y'all like they starting to get out. A lot of people had 30, 40 years, they getting out, licensed, they getting out. So they able to tell it now to the ones that want to still do it, that feel like, hey, I'm invincible and I'm untouchable. They're gonna be like, hey, do what you do. They like, oh, you talk too much. This dude talk too much. He be trying to tell us the right thing, but he just trying to help you to not go down that path. But it's like it's gonna be one or two of them out of that bunch that's gonna catch the game and listen, and they gonna apply it. The other ones, they just trial and error, and that's what I was about to say about being a leader and a follower. It's not. In reality, it's more followers than it is leaders. So they gonna follow whatever is going on to feel like you said, it's fear of changing. They don't
Lost.
want to go do that. They don't want to do it because it's not normal to them. They feel like, oh, if I go do this, then I'm gonna get this result because he did it. He might be able to. He would have slick it in grease. You're not gonna be slicking in grease because guess what? What's meant for him is not meant for you.
Yeah. And you got to have that mentality to be able to succeed in doing it anyway. Just because one man can be successful at rapping don't mean the next man can be successful at rapping just because he's a man too. So it's the same thing with any place in life. Yeah. You ain't got the right mentality for it, it's not going to work. It's not going to happen.
Man,
But yeah, going back to the topic as far as the whole snitching thing, like I said, when it comes to family, I personally feel like that's a whole different set of rules. That's going to be each person to make that own decision. But when you don't have a bone in the dog fight, you injecting yourself, you're doing that for personal gain. And whether it's today, tomorrow, or next year, whatever, that stuff's going to come back to have repercussions. So enjoy those views right now. That's all I can say.
I'm gonna say this to that. Tell it is tell it. Now, if you're a civilian, can't nobody judge you. But if you out here in it and you got, I see someone say you got you got thug life mouth and the thug life manner, but you got 911 fingers.
Mm.
You can't do that. Ain't no such thing as that. Ain't no such thing as like the rules is the rules. If you've been doing dirt and dirt done been put on you and you did this and you did that, there's no room for you to tell. That's the whole reason why I didn't get his face. I could have sued him. I
Yeah,
could have did all that. But I know that's nothing. I can't play them type of games.
that then you'd be the internet snitch.
Man, I'm not gonna be nobody
And,
snitch.
and, and,
That's why I
and,
didn't
and look
do
at
it.
this, Dale. Once the little situation happens and they go through that, you're gonna have a bigger wave of people that's okay with that. That's gonna go over there and cheer it on, like do it again, do more.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's all. That's all that's gonna do. So you
Because it's
can
that
beat it on
type
the
of
head.
crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what type of people, and like, that's what they choose to do. That's what they choose to do. Like it's just like, man, I got morals and I got a moral compass. This is what I believe
I
in.
had to
This is what I'm
learn that the
standing
hard
on.
way. Yep.
So boom, like look, I got an uncle that snitched on my oldest uncle snitched on my uncle. He his baby. For a long time it was like the issue, and I was like, man, I had to think about it. If you would have never us knowing him and how much of a sleazeball he is, you should have knew better for even putting him in your business. You wouldn't have been in that position if you didn't put him in your business, and you know how he is. No, no matter if he family or not, like you can't help everybody. And that's just what you gotta put. You gotta be in that mindset of that's just you using common sense. You can't help, you can't save everybody. Sometimes you gotta be selfish and save yourself, or the closest ones around you. You can't do it for everybody because if you do, guess what? In the end, it's always gonna come back and bite you in the behind.
Yep. But think about it like this. For the decades, it was, the hand over the mouth. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. That meant that the ones that were higher ranking, they didn't tell them little soldiers running around their business that was
How
said
they
behind
did.
closed doors.
How they did.
And so nowadays, if what they're saying is supposed to be the leaders, those five guys, those are the main ones that can jump on live and tell all the business. So again, in my opinion, you telling this, whether it be in lyrics, whether it be on live, whatever it is,
When
ain't that a form of
Instagram
snitching?
posts, yeah, all and that's what I was about to say back then. Even just talking about certain stuff seeming like you was tough, like they shouldn't have been doing that, and
Mm,
it wouldn't have got to that situation like where they can cross reference and say, "Oh wait, well look, in 2012, this person put this on Twitter or something like that."
yeah,
Because you making the police job, whatever tactical force, you making their job easy. All they got to do is go put this piece together, and we know that they have people that sit on the internet. They got a whole
they got
unit
a little
that
unit
watch this.
designed
Yeah,
for that.
so
Yeah,
yeah, you making it easy for them. They just putting the pieces to the puzzles. And that's it. They sitting back, going back, drinking their little juice. Okay, I got this right here. All right,
yeah.
boss. Have a great day. We'll do
And
this
let
tomorrow.
the computer programs work for them by picking up the words and stuff, just like these little
Right.
YouTube robots.
Right.
Yeah, let
But
me ask you a question real quick.
go ahead.
Since you know these folks better, what you think Chicago would be like if Mr. Larry Hoover would not have been locked up and would have been around for this internet,
See this that I was just gonna
social
say that.
media?
I'm glad you asked me that Because I was just finna chime in and say
Because my
this.
personal opinion, the way his mindset is, I look at him like he might have used it to market what he was trying to push, but other than
Now,
that, he probably would have had it written in the books. Y'all better
but,
not see your damn ass saying a damn thing on it.
but listen though, listen
Go
though,
ahead, tell me what you think.
listen. I'm gonna give it to you real and raw. It's just not Larry Hoover, because Larry Hoover is not the only person
No, you're right. You're right.
that determines Chicago. But the thing, what I was finna say before you asked me this question, I want everybody that's a agent of history or do any research or searching, you can't find nowhere in the history books or nowhere on record documented or nowhere else that Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford, or David Boxdale, Minister Rico, any of these guys that's kings to these organizations that were street organizations to protect our neighborhood, where they met somewhere and they fought each other.
Nope.
These top guys never fought or never destroyed each other at all. Antonio, what's the word? They never did any of these type of things. If you really look at they their careers and what actually brought about their demise of being locked up, it was them being a agent of change. Now everybody started off with being corrupted. That goes with the Irish, the Italians, from the blacks to the Latinos, to everybody had to make their way in America. That's the American way.
Yep.
But the thing is, it's about who they let through the cracks, who made it through the cracks, and how did they do it to make it through the cracks. Larry Hoover didn't become a problem until he started telling people to go vote.
Yeah.
Jeff Ford didn't become a problem until he started messing with Muammar Gaddafi, and they started doing with Islam and different things like that. So you have to look at these things and the things that they did to be charged with treason, to be charged with RICOs and racketeering, and the things that they did. And then you have to look at the people that was around them. You can't judge them for what they did. It was other men with other egos that didn't actually follow the blueprint to the letter. That's the whole problem. See, if you go back and you look at, if you go back and you look at, you go back and you look at Shorty Freeman, and then you look at David Boxdale, then you look at Larry Hoover. But if you go back to the books and the record and you look at the black and whites, man, David Boxdale crowned Larry Hoover as king. That's it. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yep.
It shouldn't be nothing else. It shouldn't be no thing like that. None of that. See, that's why certain things on the internet. He said, "What hood I'm from? I'm from 63rd." Yeah, so it's like you. Hold on, I'm from everywhere, but I was born and raised on 63rd. So if you go back and you look at what was being laid down and laid in the foundation. None of this is in the eyes of Larry Hoover, Jeff Ford, David Boxdale, Shorty Freeman, Minister Rico. None of this is in the name of any of these guys that actually did all these 30s and these 40 years. Melvin Haywood and different guys like that did all this time and sacrificed their life. It was not in vain for these kids to come out here and kill and die to put their names in vain. In that case, they just could have gave it up, let it go, did whatever they had to do to get out of jail, and just let it be. So yeah, if Larry Hoover was out, Jeff was out, oh yeah, it probably wouldn't be an internet.
You're right. You're right.
It wouldn't be
Yeah.
all this talking on there.
Yeah.
Everybody would be
Well,
practicing silence and secrecy.
I mean, it's, how do you say it? The only, I think it's Jeff Ford, but I could be the one that got busted on the phone getting those
Jeff Ford.
It was him, right?
Yeah, Chief
He might have been brave enough to think he could get away with it. And I only say that because of him being bold enough to say what he said on that phone, because I'm gonna say it again, like I said before. The very first thing when you pick up that phone, there's a recording. It says you are being recorded. And if that don't put you on to not saying nothing, I don't know.
Stop. Now let me stop you right there, because not only am I GD, I look at I look at Chief Malik as my chief as well.
Okay.
And I'm not no 11 pointer. I respect what he stands for. And King respect kings.
Exactly. Okay.
And that go with everybody. No, I ain't gonna go too far on the net. You already know it. I always practice number one. But the thing about Jeff and what people don't understand, he didn't have a high school education, but he was smart as a whip.
Okay.
If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes.
And when he got on that phone, they had their own language.
Yeah.
That's what no one is telling.
That's
That's what
true.
no
That's
one is saying. So when he said what he said on that phone, they had to find someone that betrayed him
to decode what he was
to
saying.
decode his language.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a thing that he jeopardized himself.
He wasn't just having loose lips.
Exactly.
Okay.
He was betrayed. So we have to put that out there. It ain't like that. He got on the phone and he talked.
Okay. I see the difference in how I said it versus what you're saying. And but for nowadays, especially in 2023, these youngins need to understand there's always going to be a person or a computer software program that's going to decode what the hell y'all are saying. So
Oh
don't try.
yeah. Oh yeah. You see how
Don't.
long they did with the you see what they did with the iPhone. Them people took 6 or 7 months, but they broke in that iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna break that code. Our technology evolves. It
Yep.
evolves every day. The world evolves every day. So if you not, man, listen, John Gotti, I keep telling everybody, I study history. John Gotti said it himself. And I always said, man, don't play with the FBI, man. When the FBI if they get on your bumper quick, just get out the way.
Run.
Stop playing with them. Just don't throw in the towel. Get out their way, man. And if they got enough on you where they figure they finna charge you,
They
just
ain't
tell them to fly
say
that
your
plane
name
low.
until they already finished frying you on
Yeah,
paperwork. Yeah.
exactly. So ain't no need to play with no lawyer. Ain't no need to doing none of that. Just fly that plane low and jump. Just
Start
tell them, hey
stacking your
man, fly
stacking your
that
money
plane low
because
and
you're
let me
gonna need
jump.
some wham whams and zuzus.
And
Yep.
that's it. That's it. All that playing them games, because they ain't showing their hand till they got you.
Yep.
And they ain't wasting no time. They ain't wasting no. You ain't finna listen.
They
See,
got
this
that
is what a lot of people
99 percentage win rate.
and a lot of people don't know that they can hold you without charge you. I think at least 3 years.
Yeah.
They can just hold. They can just have you sitting.
Yep.
Man, who want to sit 3 years of wondering what is my faith? What am I gonna do?
And you
That's
can't
why.
turn around and sue them for illegally keeping you there either.
Hey, that's why I keep. Now you can't sue them.
Nope.
How you
Nope.
think you beat the government? Ain't nobody, man. That's the government. They gonna make the rules. They gonna make them as they go.
They
That's
play
where they
their
take you.
rules are different than other the armed forces, whether it be local or county, whatever. They have their own set of rules and laws.
And that's why I keep telling these kids to stop playing, stop saying what you won't do, stop saying what you ain't gonna do, because you never know until you in that situation.
Yep.
You don't never know when you stand that gun down the barrel and they telling you your life is over.
You ain't never gonna see your family. Yep. Yep.
We're gonna give you 100 years.
Yep.
You be
And they
like,
will.
what? You gonna give me what? Oh man, hold on. It was JoJo now. It was Popo now.
Daddy Lou
They
and
was on 99th
yep.
and Baloney Road, and you look up like, man, I just told it out, but I'm going home.
Yeah, going home to what now? Looking over your shoulder.
But today they make it the rules not the same no more. The snitches, they get a party through for them. They the new lollipops, and the suckers is running the world nowadays.
Yeah. But
So
but proof of what you're saying, it was actually right there in Duck's paperwork, because it said on that Ralph Turpin, they had it written out that he had the warrant for his arrest and he was being included in that indictment. But they had that sealed, and it specifically said not to unseal this until he is arrested. after they locked him up, that's when they released the paperwork. Says we got Ralph Turpin. That's when they unsealed. So in other words, when it comes to the feds, even if they got paperwork on it, they have a court order to have that shit sealed, so nobody from the public can see those records until after they finish doing whatever it is they doing.
It's the government.
Yep. Yep.
Man, they supersede it all, man. They
Yep.
don't understand that. That's why I keep telling
They're
people.
playing chess while these boys is out here playing checkers.
And these boys need to just sit down and try to
They're
figure a
playing
way.
Uno.
Yeah, they need to sit down and try to figure a way to actually just coexist and live, man.
Exactly.
Live as long as we can. And,
The world's
just,
big enough to ignore whoever's across the street.
exactly. So,
Just swallow your ego a little bit.
man, so my thing is, we can't say what nobody won't do until you up against it.
Hey, Dale, and you made a valid point, like you said. In 95, 96, the people, they was able to see the same thing. Like it went from being state to they taking it fed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you say, the people that was able to see it and like, okay, I'm not gonna go through that, so let me get out this way. That's a little 8-year run right there, like you said. Then 2004 to 2007, that's another one right there. Like, okay, we putting it right here again. Still not. It's like self greed. Like, man, I can beat this. Man, they was doing this. This is what I'm gonna do better than what they did. No, you're not gonna beat them.
You're not.
And to think that they have a microscope on this area already, it will make you think like the average person, like, nah, they ain't gonna do that. But guess what? Like I said, it's selfishness. I can beat them. I can do better than what they did. I'm smarter than them. They ain't
Yup.
do it the right way.
And that's gonna be their downfall. And I'm gonna tell you like this: if Chicago don't think that there's not a microscope on them, they're lying to themselves. Because if I get, like I said in one of my lives, I got a call almost 2 years ago from the producer that works out at Lifetime Network to tell me, hey, you need a good story to check out G Herbo and these guns and blah, 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 all this. I never messed with it because at the time I didn't have time to do it. But look at what happened and what played out. So you got that with the feds. You got the 13 guys that they had busted. You got the vice lords that they had busted. This is all happening. Wham, bam, bam, bam. Now they got the O Block. You think they're not looking? They're looking. And there'll be somebody that's coming up next after this O Block thing.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing about it. Like, after this right here, this gonna be the crippling body blow. Right here. This case, this trial in October, this is gonna be the crippling body blow, and it's gonna change real history, and it's gonna put a blow. It's gonna knock a blow to YouTube, the world, and our community itself. And the reason why I say that, because they're gonna roll back. They're gonna roll back and roll so many other cases
Yep.
in to this case that might not have nothing to do with this case, but the similarity of it.
Yep.
So
Or
when they
the associates not listed in this indictment, we're bringing their crimes and their history into it. And that's what they're going to be doing.
D-Love, you're right. It's going to restore hope. So it's going to show where they're going to clear a lot of cases that been like unsolved, and then they're going to go, and there's going to be a lot of more people that's going to be indicted.
Yep.
They made these videos with these guns. They made these videos with these idle threats.
If you think they're not, you're fooling yourself, because look, they got part of the indictment is just off of lyrics.
Exactly.
What you think they're going to do with the ones with the guns? Did anybody forget what happened with the video with Zach down in Harvey? Come on.
See, so a lot of people just sitting around and laughing and making a joke out of this, but come October and after that, they're going to understand.
You know what
they're going to make a believe out of it.
Does it? They're not going to come after me. Watch.
Yeah, they gonna make a believe out of it. There's gonna be a lot of people sitting downtown talking about I ain't even do nothing. Don't worry about it. We gonna
Hey,
show
I
you.
bet. I bet you for the ones that's out the way that done left and doing whatever they out the way doing them. Hey, I'm glad I left. Ain't you glad
Nah,
you? Yeah.
nah, they ain't gonna save them though.
You
No,
know,
no, no. I'm talking about the ones that ain't do nothing or was able to move around and get
they
away
moved
from it.
around before they did anything,
Yeah,
so that they can't get brought into it.
yeah. Not the ones.
But
I'm not saying that
but check this
they
out,
skipped
Dale.
town.
What's going to happen after this trial ends? They're saying sometime at the end of November, and so some people going to have their socks knocked off, and they're going to start being quiet on social media. What's going to happen to all these channels? They ain't going to have nothing to talk about.
No, they not. No, they not. That's why I say it's gonna be a strong move because it's gonna knock a lot of people out the box that's actually on the forefront right now because that's why I said that I believe a lot of these guys are actually gonna go to jail
Yep.
for their instigating role and involvement in it and the part that they played in it. And a lot of them think that they not because the thing about it is this. You got to remember this. If you just say if you get on here, right, and you put up THF such and such just robbed YB Wu and they took his chain and they robbed him, and then you putting up the facts that they robbed him, show what happened, and
And you're
different
wearing it.
things. So that means you was aware of a crime
Yep.
that you didn't report.
Exactly. That's what they're doing. Yep.
You're aware of a crime that you didn't report. You're aware of a crime that you instigated and you put on because after that we can show that after you made that video and such argument and response, and 2 days later someone was killed behind that.
Yep.
So now
That's
not
what.
only did
That's
you
what.
just
That's the way I'm
instigate it,
interpreting what they're saying.
oh
Exactly.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, that's what they
That's
gonna do though.
it's gonna get scary. It's gonna be like when you see these lives and it's the whole little gang of guys, even though only one person's holding the phone doing the live, you got all the cheerleaders coming in and saying, yeah, 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 and all this other stuff. Guess what? If they see your face one too many times, you fixing to catch some paperwork too.
Exactly, and that's why I can kind of believe when he said that the police snatched them or the Fed snatched them, whatever the case may be. You right in the middle of too many crimes.
Yep.
You done been on major platforms saying
You
that
done
such and
snitched
such
all
did
over
such and such,
yourself.
and then you always saying you was there. With
Yep.
what was the boy name from 600? And he said he was outside and seen him dressed up like a lady. What was his name, man?
Oh, Trail.
No, no, not Trail. What somebody from 600 Swipe said he seen them dressed up like a lady. He trying to come home now. Man, what is that boy name? I think it was C Day. No, which one of them that's still locked up on that case?
Um,
Both of them.
No, one of them got killed.
yeah, he got. I know that they said that Trail had dressed up
No,
in
it wasn't Trail. It was
clothes,
somebody
but
from
that
600.
wasn't over in O Block. That was somewhere else. But it was somebody had dressed up in some female clothes to try to
D
sneak in.
Rose.
Is that the
Yeah,
one?
D Rose. That's what it was, D Rose. Now he said he was there. But I mean you put yourself at a murder crime scene.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Hey.
you said that on these airwaves.
He put himself in Modell. Was it? Yeah, Modell's murder case. He said he was walking with Modell and his cousin, and he tried to tell them, "Hey, so and so's off in the cut," and da 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 da. And they said, he says, "Don't go to that party or don't go down there, whatever it was." So he put himself in that situation as well.
But hey, look at this. Even though he might be on here, it might just say he did that. Like you said, you implicating yourself in too much stuff.
Yep.
You ain't subjected from it neither. Too. We gonna
Exactly.
get you up out the way.
I wouldn't be surprised because okay, there's already proof in the paperwork that he talked with the Rabbi's case, and there's proof that he talked with this case because he's claiming it anyway. Put it that way. Now, He self-admitted that he was there with the Modell case. He self-admitted that he was there with the KI case. And he even brought up what's his name, Little P, and all that, and that's all factual. I've just never spoken on it, but yeah, that is in the paperwork. Not Swipe's name, but the other names. And I've always just wondered, was he really there, or did he just happen to see some paperwork somewhere and saying it? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, whether he was or he wasn't there, guess what? Just like whether Ki pulled that trigger or not, she said she did. All right, you did it. It's that Swipe needs to worry about that shit too.
Hey,
I don't think he was smart enough to get his paperwork to say, I want an immunity for everything that I've ever said on the damn internet ever.
hey, the feds ain't getting you no immunity. They ain't get Sammy the Bull no immunity.
Hey,
You gonna get them
man,
people some time.
man, hey, like this right here, this is supposed to have 1,000 people up here, like I said, because it's useful information. 1,000 people watching, taking heed, taking notes. But they not, because guess what? It ain't about the what's popular, what's the ignorant ish.
Yeah,
That
but
like I
things
said,
about
just
it, we ain't hollering at the screen.
You ain't
We
yelling and
ain't
screaming and
arguing.
saying, hit that cash app, and you ain't got a stripper pole.
but
Right.
y'all saying the right things, like these things that make sense, like I said. And it don't matter if I'm not from Chicago, but just thinking about life in general, it's like, man, just listening to this, I'm listening. I'm like, man, y'all making too much sense. Like I said, I'll be like, man, like with homeboys, hey, ain't I'm glad I wasn't around him. Ain't you glad
Right.
you wasn't over there that day?
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
just different stuff. Oh, I'm glad I don't know. Look, I got a job. I'm glad I got a job, because then I don't know what's going on. Don't don't tell me what's going on. I don't want to know what's going on. I want to know what's going on with work. That's it.
Yep.
Look,
Stay out
man.
of it.
The U.S. Hey, some niggas in my neighborhood, and I don't mean to call them niggas. These motherfuckers calling themselves the T word for the terrorist or whatever. The U.S. Marshals had the whole area silenced. That happened in 2014, and the area ain't been the same since then. It ain't been the same, and I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, yeah, what y'all thought y'all was just gonna be able to do this and it wasn't gonna be no repercussions or thinking about it? Like, I'm pretty sure y'all watch the news. Like, I watch the news. I'm younger than y'all, and these y'all, it's some smart people. But I said, man, just look at this. Oh, this person did this, or they doing this, or just certain stuff. And now you get, like I said, the U.S. Marshals over here, because they trying to see if you got connections. Oh no, oh, you practice that too? Oh yeah, all right, then we gonna just bunch that in and say you was doing this for this type of game. Now your ass not never coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen a couple of, hey man, when you say like, nah, that's not, nope, I don't want no parts, like I said. But I said it took for them to go through that situation. Young people still doing the same stupid stuff. But I'm gonna say for the area, it pushed so many people away from there. So as far as it, as bad as it used to be, it's not as bad as it once was. Yeah, stuff still go on, but for the ones that went through that, like, oh nah, hey, nah, this ain't what you want to do. And before them, we had something called City Under Siege, where they'll get on the news. Houston, the city is under siege. They finna go from this day to this day, and they riding around with these vans, like the cop van with the cameras and stuff, hopping out, recording everything, and they recording and doing their intelligence and surveillance. And we seen this when we was younger, so that's why I said, like, damn, boom, just like certain stuff, like, man, I don't know, I don't get it, but that's why I said I think the young people, it's something that need to be taught to them, is this behavioral science, so they can understand, like, hey, you ain't finna beat this, you ain't gonna beat that. There's no beating it. There's no winners. We always gonna lose.
But see, the biggest part about it is this what we don't understand, man. And this is why I say it don't. It's no government that have to dumb us down or put no type of traps in effect. It all falls under what we have as people that represent us, or what we look up to be role models and stars. If you look at everybody like that LGBTQT agenda and different things like that, Who do we have as a male figure to show our young youth to be a male? And then with the women, what women are we having to have to show them that listen, be this type of woman or be this. All we got is hands on your knees or shake, roll, do the twist, do the clap, which is nothing wrong with it because I understand a person have to make their way and make their money. If you go back and you look at history and you're an agent of history and you just study it, we never knew what Marvin Gaye and them really was. We never knew what Teddy Pendergraft and all these type of people was because I heard somebody say maybe about 3-4 years ago that Marvin Gaye had all the women, but he didn't like them. But we never knew that. Whatever their preference was, they kept it to
They
themselves.
kept it in the closet.
They kept it to themselves. And I'm not saying that I believe that, like, if you love somebody or if that's your preference and you love it, it's a problem. But I think it's a problem when you affect other people with it.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Your preference is your preference. Don't pour it on everybody else. And that's where I come in with the problem at. See, like they saying this, okay, so if Puffy our role model, but Puffy being a black role model, look at the smear campaign that they put on Puffy's name.
Uh-huh.
So this is the man that our kids have to grow up and look at as being a star and a role model. You understand what I'm saying? So, and then it's just the same way with people telling. People doing this. You look at 6ix9ine. He's one of the highest paid artists out here. But we all seen what 6ix9ine did.
Hold on. Hey, Dale, let me say something with that. Look, 6ix9ine, Ice Spice, who else? Trippy Red. It's a couple of more of these people. But I'm gonna tell you this. You know who they signed to? Universal.
Yeah.
Universal, he come from over there in England. And they don't care about what they doing over here. And you don't know what type of people the people that work for the government could be working for this record label. And all they doing is making it easy. Like, and what's crazy about this too, growing up, we know about the dude, the hip hop cop in New York. So we
Right.
know that they've been doing this. And you still gonna come into this not knowing that this dude was doing this, people was going to jail. It's like, man, you can't help stupid. For real. You can't help stupid. Because
But
it's
you know
like, man,
something though?
it's in your face, but you ain't paying attention to it.
You know who told us about Universal? And I'm gonna see was everybody paying attention. Who y'all think told us about Universal?
Me? I think it was Prince and Michael Jackson.
Motherfucker right. Michael Jackson said these people are the evilest devils. He said it at the award show. That's why Michael Jackson was smart, man. He was smart when he bought half. I don't know if he bought half of their company. He bought so much into their company. That's some loyalty and betrayal. I had to track it down.
Yeah.
With him and Prince. With that Universal.
Yeah.
And it was somebody else.
And look at this. So right, Universal is they the first ones. So all these other, they might think it's separate entities. Nah, it ain't. It's all connected. Like if you ever looked at a music video, it's gonna have the record label on there, right? But it's gonna say through UMG. It's all one. Son, it's all one. All of it is all one.
They're
Time one. It's
like a
all
pyramid,
It just
yeah.
split. And that's what they don't look into. Like, yeah, you might be over here, but guess what? We still gonna get it. It's a monopoly.
Yep. They have a monopoly on it, on the game, that's for sure.
And like you say, when they pushed it, this is what we want. Like, man, just think about the music. Before the drill stuff that was going on, right? You had the party music, but then you had the backpack rappers that was speaking about having a message or something. Nah, that's too positive. I'll give an example like Kendrick Lamar when he came out. He had a little. He a good rapper, but he didn't have a long career. Like I said, in the music, that little genre of music, it didn't last long because guess what? They started making people be independent thinkers. We don't need that. We want everybody to be on this, And this is what we trying to do, like I said, so we can, not fit in the status quo. Everything it all collides with one thing. Like I said, go back, and it's just crazy. Like I said, but hey, look, like I'm telling you, both of y'all the Jordan and Pippen of this right now. Like I said, so I'm just sitting back listening. Like, damn, Dale dropping facts and it's true facts, and then you just making the common sense right there, clear as day. Like,
Pieces
hey,
of the
man,
puzzle together.
Queen Sheba, hey, Queen. Well, listen, I got a podcast. Well, we got a podcast coming. Me and Classic Music. It's called From LA to Chicago. And I'm trying to get something going with everybody. I'm gonna have to sit down and talk with Loyalty and Betrayal, with you, King, Mike, Queen, everybody. I'm trying to put us all together and we can move as one. Because if we move as one, it's hard to destroy us. Because when one fall off, the next one pick the other one up.
That's true.
And that's what they don't want. Like, ain't nothing like collaboration. We all can keep our soul channels. We all can keep our own channels. But ain't nothing like having a channel where we all together on it.
Yeah.
And we push it out to the masses. We get everybody together.
You got my support. Remember what I told you? Like I said, I know people, you know people. Like I said, it's just like, man, the right timing and letting them get whatever BS out their system. So when you do, you ain't coming into none that's messed up. And the same with, say you could have been in a heated verbal war with somebody. I don't want to bring them over here and like, dang, well, you just told me about them and I'm seeing this. So I just like, boom, I'm going to put the pieces to the puzzle right there. And like I said, the area, like you, is doing. I see you doing stuff. You ain't just talking about it. You doing it. You ain't sitting around saying, "Hey, I'm trying to stop this. I am stopping this." And you got the video footage or a picture, or just certain things to prove that this is what you're doing. You're not just talking about it. You actually risking going to go talk to these people or being in places that you probably wouldn't be in to go put your name and reputation on the line to bring some type of positive change. Like I said, and it's just crazy that you got to go through all these hula hoops to do all this just for people to see. Like, man, it was so simple. And like you say, how can we stoop so low?
Exactly.
And a lot of times you can put all your ducks in a row. You can make all the right moves and say all the right words. If the public's not ready to open their ears,
That's right.
they ain't gonna hear anyway. So even if you feel like you took a step backwards, don't give up.
That's right.
Forwards, because sooner or later they gonna find some Q-tips and clean their ears out, and they gonna hear it for one reason or another. They'll something will happen in their life that they see things and hear things better now. That's a given. That's been proven time and time again.
Man, listen, I just hope they don't. I hope it don't take them to lose their life or lose somebody that's significant to them in their life. I hope that they can learn and pick the pieces up way before then. That's what I pray for. That's
Yeah.
what I'm pushing for. So that's something I pray for.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at y'all. I was looking to see about this Dale Fisher case, since I'm still kind of confused on how you gonna say somebody did it, but you're saying the case is still open. And somebody last year requested, it says official police report on any findings or depositions regarding the shooting involving Dale Fisher. It's my understanding that he was shot. Anyway, then it says no record exists. Okay, that's why I say sometimes CPD be playing games on here.
So listen, let me say this. I'm gonna say this about the Fisher. Now, somebody asked me to do the story on Dale Fisher, and actually asked me to interview the people. So somebody else asked me not to do it. That's a friend of mine. because he have involvement with the family. So I was lost because I'm still trying to figure out who is Dale Fisher.
He was, from the stories that I've heard, he was not a member of anybody. But if I, off the top of my head, I want to say he lived on the other side of 63rd, which is what, Jaro area type thing.
So he got killed on a bus stop then.
Not. Let me see. Hold on. I'll let you know for sure. I don't want to misquote anything, but I know that he was young. He was very, very young.
I know his mother.
Okay.
I know his mother. I know his family.
Okay.
Tasha, I know them. He was a young boy. He got killed that night, I believe. But he wasn't in the mix.
No, he wasn't. That's
And I believe
yeah.
Cash got kids by his sister.
Mm.
Don't quote me on that yet.
Association, but that's
Don't
just
quote me on that yet. Let me find out. But nah, it was after that. It wasn't around that time though. So I gotta figure out if this is the right deal I'm talking about though.
Okay. I am
He was about 14 years old, right?
14, 15, something right in there. He's pretty young, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Okay, he lived on, what is this? On Rhodes. On
right.
Let's see. What's the address?
On 60th, right?
Between 63rd and 62nd.
I thought they lived on 60th. What's his mother's name?
That I don't know. The only paperwork that I've ever gotten on him was set. Let's see. It was he was okay. So 16 years old. There was a 17-year-old witness, and then on the small little summary, the cop said that he was shot 2 times, but then another cop said when they went to the hospital, it said that he was shot 12 times. So I don't know if that's a typo or not, because they do have typographical errors sometimes. But he was pronounced at right before 4:30 in the afternoon.
All right, hold on. Let me fill it up very quick. Because somebody keep on talking about the Dale Fisher, but
It took place at 3:45 in the afternoon, and he was pronounced a couple hours later. Yeah, an
he
hour.
was on the bus stop, right?
I'm trying to see if they have the address. Let me see. No, it does not say.
Hold on, I found it.
It just says that he was walking around.
Yo, hey Munch. What's the word? Dale Fisher. Ain't that Tasha them people? If I ain't mistaken. Hold on, let me look him up. No, he got killed. Wasn't that what's his name, son? Remember they used to stay in the basement on Ingleside? You say Dale Fisher? Yeah. Damn. Light skinned Tasha. Wayne them cousin. Yeah, Wayne ill people. Right. When he got killed on a bus stop, right? I think so, G. It was supposed to have been a mistaken identity or something like that. Yeah, I was just going to say that motherfucker knocked him up, think he was somebody else or something. All right. I think that's how that went. Don't mark my words, though. I'm gonna call you in the morning. I bet. No. Yeah, I think I remember that. Cause I think.
Yeah, the only information I have is where he lived at, which was a couple of houses down from where Little B got killed by the cops.
Right, correct. So that had to be. But Little B got killed in between. He got killed in the alley of Eberhard.
Let me see what it says here. Where's Eberhard? Yeah. It just, when you put the address in, it marks it on the map, but It's between, yeah, because you got that little alley street behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, Millie Mae Gaming. What's the word, family? Yeah. I'm see. I'm trying to see something right quick.
Like I said, it confuses me that
I remember that because a couple people been in my DM trying to get me to talk about it, wanted me to talk to his mother and different things like that. And somebody else told me, just they ain't want their mother and stuff in it. So
yeah,
I left it alone.
I would probably leave it alone too, just simply for the fact because it's something that's already going to get brought up. Apparently, they're going to put this in the FBI thing since they're already naming his name. So
Right.
there's already going to be a lot of salt poured in some wounds, and they're going to get reopened up like that. The only thing, like I said, the only information that's showing me here is that he was walking with, it says another male, because it says he, which is a witness, and that they saw a gray or silver two-door vehicle that took off at a high rate of speed that possibly could be, the getaway car, but they don't know for sure because they didn't see nobody jumping in or jumping out type thing.
Right. Oh, I'm trying to see now. This nigga might be asleep. I know he know for sure.
Oh, here's an article.
This nigga asleep. Yeah, so I know I'll find out more about that.
Okay. According to ABC, 2 days after the incident, it says that he had just left a recreational center and was walking home. Um, they had spoken with his stepfather, is who they spoke with in this article. Um, that's really all it says. Information.
We'll find out. We'll find out though. I think I know exactly uh who you talking about too. I think I know
He
exactly.
was a silly guy, a little kid that'll make you laugh. That's what his
Yeah,
stepdad.
he definitely was that
His
bad.
name was Squirrel.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the that's it. I know about tomorrow though, because I was gonna get to the bottom of it anyway.
Yeah,
Because
it
I
says
want somebody to keep on putting it in my
near 62nd and South St. Lawrence.
right on the corner by the bus stop, like I said.
It was headed to a corner store to buy a bag of potato chips.
Yeah, the corner store was right there.
Yeah. Okay,
The
so
bus stop, it happened right on the bus stop.
they said the gunman leaned out and opened fire, striking Dale in the chest several times. But the other teen that was with them was not hurt. But again, they putting that file on T. Roy, but yet if you go to ask, which if that's the case, then that means the case is closed. When you go to ask for the documents, it says the case is still open. We can't give it to you.
Right.
So which is it? you know, if the case is closed and we don't want to give it to you because we got some pending stuff, that's the same thing like what they have on like with ducks. They'll tell you we can't release this because of a pending case, but that's not what they're saying with Dale. So that's why I'm saying it don't make no sense. But they're gonna be pulling shit back from a decade ago. That's for sure.
Yeah. My auntie just sent me some stuff. It happened. It said a teen innocent victim of a gun violence. Okay, it happened December 5th, 2011. He said he just had left the recreation center. So y'all both saying the same thing, recreation center and a ceasefire organization when he was gunned down in Chicago in the West Woodlawn neighborhood. The Fisher family and friends say he has stayed out of gangs, which he did. I remember that part. So I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember who this is. He says this is what time when he ran to our Fisher stepfather. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Because
Yeah. I
it
know these people.
happened
I know
first.
his mama.
That article was on the 5th. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I know these people exactly. I know now
Okay.
I know who he was. I ain't know him like that. He was a kid. He was a little kid.
Yep.
I ain't deal with kids like that, but I know his mother though.
I mean, he was
And I
young.
know his family. Yeah. I know his
You
mother
were
and his
what, like
family.
in your late 30s back then, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know his people. I know his mother. I know his people real good, like on speaking basis. So that's probably why they've been reaching out.
Okay, okay.
That's
And
probably
what was that other one that they had? The other paperwork that had come out the other day. Baldy. That was the other one. They were bringing up Baldy's case. Marcus London from 600 Front Street.
right.
So that's what I'm saying. They're going that far back, reaching and grabbing and saying things. Yeah. Yep.
I
There's
tell you,
that.
they gonna roll a lot of stuff into that.
I mean, when I saw D Rose's name in this paperwork, my first thought was, damn, he must be getting too close on an appeal or something. They're gonna try to find something else to hold him in there with. But all the appeals that I've seen on D Rose, nah, they're just going through the motions. They ain't even trying to hear the man.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I done went over my 2 hour mark. It's 3 hours.
oh boy,
I appreciate everybody. I gotta take my butt to bed. Much love.
limit.
Thank you, Loyalty and Betrayal.
Thank y'all. I
Uh,
enjoyed this.
D Love, Charlie, all y'all. Everybody on here, man. Millie Mae Gaming, my auntie Linda Faye. Man, 3 times. Nick, everybody, man. Everybody that was on here, all my moderators, Queen Sheba, uh, King XL, Classic Music. Y'all go, and y'all chime in, man, and y'all support the panel page, and y'all support the chat pages, man. We support everybody. So let's support everybody, man. Let's push everybody as a whole. And man, much love. Until the next time, don't stoop so low, y'all.
Thank y'all.
Y'all share this live and y'all go check these pages out. Y'all go check out Loyalty and Betrayal page. Y'all go sub. Go subscribe. Don't be no stranger. Go subscribe. Y'all playing, go subscribe, man. Y'all see she gave it to y'all real. She wasn't messy with it. She didn't she didn't put nobody name out here wrong. She didn't just say nothing or make no story up or convicted nobody. She just gave y'all the game, told y'all how to go, told y'all to go look, and just respect that. So this wasn't no bad swipe party. It was just the truth and just telling everybody just bag up for a minute. Bag up and watch what's happening. Bag up and watch what happens. Chicago still 19. What's the word, family? So whatever y'all do, just bag up and just watch what happens. Don't don't uh don't prejudge nobody. You right, Auntie. Peace and love. Peace and love to everybody, man. Y'all stay safe. Love.